Here is a special dedication to everyone who has a vision and is going through things that make you think you won't get there. This song is for you. When I look into the world, I see my dreamland, but it's far from me now, and it's getting farther. Many have gone through this lane. They have stories to tell. Some are good and some are bad, but I've made up my mind that my story will be pleasant and pleasing to hear. Though it's wrong, I am tired, and I know I will make it. I will get there some way, someday, somehow. I will get there. Oh, I've made up my mind. Sitting there in the morning, right in front of the mirror, wondering if I'll ever make it, 'cause of things happening around me. And then I heard this little voice say to me, "My child, you're going to make it." And then it dawned on me that I am made for the top. So no matter what it takes, I am ready for this journey. I will get there someday, some way, somehow. Oh, yeah. I will get there someday, some way, somehow. I will get there someday, some way, somehow. Oh, and I know that I will get there someday, some way, somehow. I will get there. Oh, I will get there. I've made up my mind. Her heart was wrenching in that way that was slow and excruciating. The betrayal she felt was beyond what had happened. All the while thinking, who do I turn to when the person who is supposed to be closest to me is the one hurting me? She was sad, distraught, and needed answers. Her brother had called to say Mama's kidney had failed, and they were putting the surgery on hold to tend to the more urgent procedure of dialysis. He said the surgery was delayed because they could not come up with the money required.
Sister Nwakego, there's no money. Oh. We haven't received any money.
What do you mean? Today is Thursday. I sent it way ahead of time so that you will get it before it's needed. Nwakego interjected. What do you mean? Why haven't they done the surgery? Did the money get there late?
What money, sister?
Nnamdi asked confusedly. The money I sent since Monday. Today is Thursday. I sent it way ahead of time so you will get it. Nnamdi's stuttering had confirmed her fears.
Sister Nwakego, there is no money. Oh. I did not receive any alert. How did you send it? Did you use Western Union?
As he was asking, a foreboding came upon her. She had asked Cheta to send the $3,000, enough for the surgery, medicine, and any other associated expenses. Don't worry, Nnamdi. Let me sort it out. Kampogi, Where is the money? Her tone was different, both firm and loud. This time, he answered the question.
Uncle called me that they needed some money to complete the foundation as the rains are coming soon. I'm going to send Mama's money. I'm expecting some money.
He trailed off cluelessly. That was what broke the dam. Nwakego started yelling and hurling insults. My own mother! My sick mother's money is what you took. You are a useless man. How could you? Which money are you expecting? From where? From your failed or imaginary businesses? Procrastinations, distractions, and lousy time management skills can be very detrimental to your productivity, and it can have serious consequences, as I've experienced, and you probably have too. No worries though, because I'm going to show you exactly how I got out of that seemingly never-ending cycle of procrastination and overdrive to become super productive and having enough time left in the day to rest and do the things I love without feeling guilty about it. My super doable checklist to becoming more productive. Number 1, change your mindset, change your life. Everything begins with your mind. We all know all the law of attraction quotes. You are what you think. Our thought becomes things. Success begins in the mind. Whatever the mind of a man can conceive, he can achieve, and so on. But these things are actually... I am not saying it is bad to look for jobs, but as we all know, you can never be financially free if you depend solely on salary. It is on this premise that I decided to take the bold step to teach you the steps that have worked for me, both in my personal life and my journey towards making wealth. This is because I believe strongly in financial wisdom and freedom. What then is financial freedom? It is simply the ability to get whatever you want that you could not get in the past due to a lack of money. Financial freedom is a huge liberty from many problems, and as the biblical saying goes, money answereth all things. Having said this, let me briefly inform you of the fact that without financial wisdom, you cannot attain financial freedom. Financial wisdom is the ability to spend money right. Some may ask, how do you spend money right? Spending money right involves spending on needs rather than wants and using money to gain money. Money is a seed, and a farmer does not eat all his seed, or he would have nothing to plant come the next season. There is no better multiplier of wealth than an adequate understanding of this simple fact. Who is this book for? This book is for anybody and everybody seeking to gain financial freedom. Financial literacy is not limited to a single walk of life, race, or color. The few who have been able to gain financial wisdom in every society have been able to come out top of the chain and have lived stable, healthy lives free of all financial worries. After listening to this book, you would have gained understanding in the following areas. Number 1, what financial literacy is in its simplest form. Number 2, why financial literacy is important. Number 3, an in-depth understanding of money and why it should work for you and not the other way around. Number 4, the need to save. And number 5, how to make your money work for you, aka investment. Number 3, strategic partnership. Did you know that one single partnership with the right platform or community can bring you massive sales, much more than your sales targets? Learn to join groups, both free and paid, in order to grow your business and scale it fast. Personally, I focused on communities that had my target audience, and they also taught me one or many things at a cost. So each month, choose a platform you would love to partner with. Find them, pitch them, or buy their product in order to get their attention. This book is narrated by Ejiro Osakede. For your narration and audiobook production needs, reach out by sending an email to ejiskede@gmail.com. That is EJISKEDE@gmail.com. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to day 3 of the Becoming Summit. I want to appreciate everybody who has been consistent with all the days and all the sessions of this conference. It has been super, super amazing, and all our speakers have been top notch. I mean, the value we've gotten this past 2 days is incredible. If we were to put a monetary value or a payment to these sessions, they will be very expensive. So I want to salute everybody who has been able to truly enjoy all the benefits of the summit. Tonight, I will be moderating. Good evening, everybody. My name is M.O. Oladapo. If you've never met me before, well, I'm a certified life coach, a corporate trainer, motivational speaker, and a brand strategist. All right. And so it's my pleasure to be moderating tonight. I want to say a very big thank you to Ejiro Osakede. She's done an incredible job. I'm telling you, an incredible job putting this 3 days conference together over the internet. I'm telling you, is no small joke. You don't want to know all the things that have gone back end. You know, it's so much preparations and planning and setup. And, I just want to say a very big thank you. So I don't know who is in the studio tonight. I'm seeing so many people. Dano Wude, hey, I salute you too, man. Thank you so much for being part of this. Come on, tell me where you are tuning in from. Please tell me, talk to me. Let me know that you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know you can hear me so that we are on the same page. We've been looking at this very powerful topic, servant leadership. One of the concepts of leadership that is grossly missing, especially in this part of Africa, because, servant leadership is the type of leadership that is focused on people development. And you see that all our speakers from day one have been touching critical areas that servant leadership has a great impact on. Servant leadership is the philosophy where people are the focus of the leadership. In fact, John Maxwell says it rightly, that the nature of leadership is service. And so if we can serve people in our businesses, in the home, in our religious circle, and even in government, that means we will not derive or will not enjoy that benefit of leadership. In fact, I would love to say, I dare say, that there is no leadership where there is no service. So welcome, guys. We've been having a great time with all our speakers, and we will have more. Today is day 3, the final day of the conference. I mean, there has been so much value in learning for this past 3 days. I don't know what you've gotten from this. Hey, Chel from Ghana. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. I'm sure you're having a wonderful time. One thing I want to encourage you is to write down these powerful stuffs that you are hearing, powerful ideas, powerful tips from these guys. Ejiro has gone a great deal to assemble some of the best speakers from all over the world. Majority of them are from Nigeria, but we are privileged to have some from different parts of the world who are coming to be a huge blessing to us tonight. There are several packages and several offers that we have been churning out throughout these 3 days, and we want you to take advantage of them. So if you're an author and you're a writer, there is a special package for you. I'm sure you've been seeing the adverts for the past 3 days. And also there is one very important information I would love to share with you for those of us who are very keen on fulfilling our purpose. Well, there is a special school called the School of Purpose and Influence. And it's an institution with the mandate of raising leaders for transgenerational impact and influence. Okay, their vision is to produce responsible kingdom citizens with the capacity to transform, impact, and influence their generation and the ones to come with their God-given purpose and potential in their various spheres of influence. So the applications are open, and all you need to do is visit www.spinuniversity.org, okay, to apply. All right, and the institution, guess what, is free, totally free. So you want to take advantage of that beautiful offer from the School of Purpose and Influence. The application is open. Just go to www.spinuniversity.org to apply. Okay, it's heavily free, but hey, guess what, the seats are limited. Okay, so Adrian has put up the link in the comment section. The seats are limited. It's limited. It's free, but the seats are limited. You want to go and take advantage of this immediately. All right. Obviously, we also have another special package tonight. Adrian has been speaking about this. It's for those of you who want to create audio products. All right. You have a book. You have several products that you have created, and you want to create them in audio products. The world right now has gone digital, and it's very important that people are able to access your products online, especially when it is audio. We have a special package for you. Just in a minute, we will play you this offer. If you haven't seen this offer, you need to go and watch this offer just about now. So tonight, just before we bring up someone who's going to do something very special, and then we will come back up tonight. Tonight we have powerful speakers that are going to bless us tonight. Who do we have tonight? Well, we have Terrence the teacher. He's going to be speaking on mindfulness and leadership. We have the one and only John Obidi. Tonight he'll be speaking on global leadership. Tonight we also have the captain, Bankole Williams. He'll be speaking on soaring leadership. And of course we have the one and only career specialist and the millionaire expert, Mr. Olujimi Tewe. He'll be speaking on serving yourself into purpose. And we have Ebenezer Allen, who will be speaking on passion for change. So guys, are you ready? Are you ready? I am super ready. To learn and to evolve, to become more than I am right now. Very quickly, I want to bring up somebody who's going to be doing something very awesome for us tonight. I want you to please sit back and enjoy this wonderful performance from a very talented brother. His name is Shola Speaks, and he's going to be doing a spoken word poetry for us. So ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to this amazing guy who's going to be doing that. But before he does that, let us play you the adverts for the offer that we have for you. For those of you who are authors, those of you who are writers, want to put your book into an audio format, we have a special offer for you. So please, let's watch this offer, and I will be right back. All right, let's see that offer very quickly, and I'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Edirin Edewo. I'm the founder of the Online Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network, otherwise known as Open. Open is a community of writers, authors, and entrepreneurs around the world who come together to learn how to create published assets to build our influence, impact, and income. In commemoration of our 4th anniversary coming up on the 20th of June 2021, we are partnering with the Becoming Summit and Ejiro Osakede to give 10 people the opportunity to have 50% grant when they sign up to get their audiobooks published. This opportunity is for authors who already have books created and published and want to actually create an audiobook version of their books. So the first 10 people to actually register, beginning now from when you're actually listening to this at the Becoming Summit, the first 10 people to register will get 50% grant from us at Open to help them get their books published. We're also giving a 50% grant to people who want to sign up for Ejiro Osakede's Audiobooks Bootcamp. It's a 1-week program dedicated to teaching you how to create audiobooks, to teach you how to mix and edit sounds, and also teach you how to create an extra stream of income by creating audiobooks for authors. Now, we have opportunity for 20 people, 10 of who are authors already, who want to get their books created into audiobooks, and 10 people who want to learn how to create an extra stream of income by learning how to create audiobooks for other people as well. If this is you and you would like to be part of this, please see the information in any of the screen, whether it's up or down, or maybe in the information scrolling below, for details on how to register for any of this. And note that all you need to do is just register, and we will take care of 50% of your registration fees for you. Thank you so much to Ejiro and to the Becoming Summit and to Mixiform Books, who's bringing this opportunity to people out there. We appreciate you and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Did you hear that offer? There's a 50% discount for you if you take advantage of that offer. What a wonderful offer. Turn your product into audio books. All right. It's a special offer you don't want to miss. Tonight, let's go into what we have for you. For the past 3 days, we've been bombarded by so much value from these guys. The theme, Becoming Servant Leadership, has, you know, we had to turn it out in 3 different phases. We looked at becoming servant leaders in fatherhood, and we had the privilege of having in for day 1 Dr. Deji Yusuf, who spoke on person-centered leadership. We have Anil Thomas, who spoke on intentional fathering. Ejiro Sakede, our host, she spoke on wise servant leadership. Peter Farrington spoke on reaching abundance through service, and Dr. Sam Ekundayo spoke about how to raise purposeful children. Day 2, we brought marketplace leaders to also share with you. Mr. Temitope Bandele spoke on how to stay relevant in the marketplace. Mr. Daudu Akinshola spoke on leading from behind, a good strategy or not. Mr. Taiwo Adepoju spoke on reinvention, a strategic tool for servant leadership. We had Michael Van der Puy, who spoke on building a conglomerate firm through servant leadership. And we have the one and only Dr. Stephen Akintayo, who spoke on humility as a tool to great leadership. Tonight we'll be having 4 people, like I said, but we want to have the first speaker right away. He's considered as the mindfulness expert. We want to read his profile right about now, and you're going to be blown away. So if you're ready, just type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Let me read your comment. Just say I'm ready, I'm ready. Get your pens, get your notepad, sit up straight, put your earpiece on, turn off all the distraction, because we are about to be blown away by our first speaker tonight. He is known as Terrence the Teacher. Let's watch his brief profile as he comes up to be a blessing to us tonight.
Celebrated clinical hypnotherapist and mindfulness well-being expert, Terrence the Teacher is the go-to meditation coach for the world's top brands, business leaders, and influencers. Starting his career in the health and fitness industry as a personal trainer and pilot instructor, he soon became aware of the powerful connection between the mind and the body. In 2001, his intrigue and passion led him to the world's neuro-linguistic, where he trained and qualified under the co-founder of the movement. He became a certified clinical hypnotherapist in the same year, obtaining a diploma in clinical hypnotherapy through the Institute of Clinical Hypnosis. Terrence's ultimate ambition is to reach and help as many people as possible. In 2014, he released a group of apps supporting people in their life's goal. In the same year, a personal brush with mortality brought the teacher to mindfulness. After exploring the practice based on meditation, it soon evolved into his first passion. To this day, Terrence feels it saved his life, and now he wants to spread the life-changing method all over the world. Today, Terrence can be found at the Wellness Clinic at Harrods, joining an elite array of leading experts housed in an exquisite, serene space. His popularity and much sought-after advice has landed him a column in the world's leading luxury department store magazine, Harrods Man. Beyond this, Terrence is available for online meditation and consultations, helping people find calm from their homes. In 2019, Terrence underwent a change, adopting a new legal name that truly reflected his purpose. I decided to change my name by deed poll, says Terrence. It was time to fully and authentically become what I have always been my whole life, a teacher. So now, when I step into my life, I am proud to know that my passport reads Mr. Terrence the Teacher. The same year, Terrence decided to expand his offer to the Corporate Wellness Fair with the development of the Wellbeing Incentive, a research-based training program designed to give participants and their employers practical guidance for a more sustainable way to engage in the workplace. Using mindfulness model, the course teaches practical, easy to implement methods for daily application to promote increased personal well-being and work-life optimization. He will be speaking on mindfulness and leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Terence the teacher.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is so amazing to be here, and I want to thank you all for joining us. I want to especially thank Jorit for getting me onto the show, be part of the Becoming Summit. It's really an honor, and yeah, I really hope that I can share a little bit of my passion with you guys tonight. And maybe you can take something away that can really help you to change your life. To be a mindful servant, I think it really has to start with the self. And mindfulness as a concept is not just something that you want to teach people, but it's something that you want to embrace for yourself. So tonight, the way I want to start is I want to start with a little exercise. Because I want to just give you all just a small feeling of what it feels like to be a little bit mindful in the present moment. So I want you just to share this moment with me and just feel how this feels. So what I want you to do for me, now you can sit back, relax, take a moment. If you want to, you can also close your eyes. If you want to keep it open, keep it open. And then what I want you to do in this moment, this mindful moment, is just to notice your breath. Just notice your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And just really in this present moment, connect with your breath. Just going to give you another minute. Breathing in and breathing out. Create some space for yourself in this moment. Breathing in and breathing out. And then what I want you to do for me is ask yourself, is my breath fast or slow? I want you just to notice, is your breath fast or slow? And don't worry what it is, just notice. Next question. Is your breath deep or shallow? Just notice again. Deep or shallow, or maybe in between. And again, it doesn't matter. Just notice. And then the next question I want you to ask. When you breathe in and out, where do you notice your breath the most? Is it in your stomach, maybe your chest, your mouth, or your nostrils? Where do you notice your breath the most? Just notice. That's it. And if your eyes were closed, you can open your eyes. Welcome to this present moment. Just notice how relaxed, how calm you feel, and now a little bit more connected to the space you are. And that's what mindfulness is. So if you ask why do this practice? Why become more mindful as a servant leader? Mindfulness teaches us to focus on one thing, on purpose, in this present moment. And then it adds another word, with no judgment. And in this little exercise, I wanted just to show you, you focused in on your breath in this present moment. And there was no judgment, fast, slow, in the mouth, not, doesn't matter. You just accept it as it comes up. That's the definition of mindfulness. That is what it means to be mindful. And what is so amazing about this is that you can do it anywhere, anyhow. And this practice has shown to have many benefits. Some of the benefits that are mentioned: more clarity, more focus, more compassion, more creativity. All these things that I think as a servant leader are so important. But you have to really start by serving yourself. Be present, become clear, take control of your space, and then you can bring people into your space. And this is why I believe that mindfulness and living very mindful is so fundamentally important for you, for us as servant leaders. I want to share with you just a little bit the science behind mindfulness. So they've researched and looked at people that are mindful or meditate. And they've watched them over 6 to 8 weeks, and they put them on MRI scans. And they've looked at what goes on in the brain. And obviously they can see the different parts of the brain fire up. But what they've noticed is that after 6 to 8 weeks of practicing or having a mindful practice, there was actually physiological changes in the brain. The individual's brain lit up in such a different way. And that is where the power lies. I'm going to give you just 2 examples or 3 examples. The prefrontal cortex, they found lit up more. And that's where we have creativity, memory. And then they looked at something like the amygdala. Now, the amygdala is a wonderful structure in the brain. And it's very important because it's where our fright and flight center sits. It's that part that protects us. So if the lion comes to chase us, we can run. But in today's modern life, as people in our workplace and in our home life, we have an overactive amygdala that's firing at anything. The amygdala actually adapted. And even something like a notification on your phone will light up stress hormones. So we sit with a group of people in society today that are stressed more than they should be. And what they found is that by doing this mindful practice, the amygdala quietens down, it relaxes. And that's so powerful. It's powerful for us in this moment. And then the part that to me is almost the elixir, the secret, is that there's a part in our brain where we actually feel compassion. It's a part in our brain called the insula. And that part makes us social animals, and it makes us connect to people. It makes us relate to people. Interesting enough, people that are depressed have an underactive insula. What they found with people that meditate or that are mindful is they found that the insula lights up more, becomes more active, which means by default, you become more social, interactive, you connect more, and even people's compassion increased. And this is just where I want to bring myself in for a moment. As you saw in my introduction, I had 2 cardiac arrests 7 years ago. And when I came back, I really had to find myself. And I need to be compassionate. I needed to heal. And mindfulness changed me. It changed me fundamentally. I mean, people that haven't seen me for a while connect with me. They say, you are such a different person. I also want to give you the good news that mindfulness is not just a certain type of meditation. There's so many different ways that you can do this. Even walking can be a meditation, eating, listening to music, even prayer is a meditation. Because think about it, focusing in on one thing in the present moment. That's what it is. And we actually naturally do that, but we've just unlearned this process. And what we want to try and do is to reconnect to ourselves being mindful. Now, what also happens when you become more mindful is that you can learn where you place your attention. You know, that awareness that they talk about is that because you become more present, you can decide where you place your attention. Now, think about it. If you're in a family situation, if you're at work, if you could decide who you give attention to, really give them 100%. In a family situation, maybe as a father, you need to listen to your kids or someone in the family. And you can give them that feeling that they are the number one person in that moment, in your presence. Just think what it can do for the people that you work with. Just think what type of servant leader you can be, the connection that you can make. And this is why mindfulness can really teach you to be fully 100% present. I want you to think the opposite. You know, our attention really is so partial. It's all over the place these days. And again, it's because life is so busy. There's so much that's going on. If it's not illnesses, if it's not work, if it's not stresses, if it's not worries. So our attention is partial most of the time, and it's jumping around. And actually what it does, it exhausts you. And also it makes us actually very ineffective in whatever we're trying to do. One of the things that make me smile is that, I don't know, and most of you maybe relate, where people used to say, oh, you've got to multitask. You've got to learn to multitask. You want to know something surprising? Neuroscience says that the brain actually struggles to multitask, and it's actually not good for the brain. Because all that happens when you multitask is you jump from one thought to another and back. But you do it so quickly that you don't even notice it. And just think the energy that you burn while you're doing that. So to be a great servant leader, you need to learn to be fully present, to pay attention to one thing on purpose in the present moment. And then you can see, you know, how focused you are and how clear you are. And you can create a space for the people around you. Something else that's quite interesting that I looked at quite recently is I looked at the question, what is it that people find that they like about a leader or someone that's the head of a family? So they ask in a lot of different questionnaires, what makes someone a servant leader or someone stands out to you? And then they looked at the main words that came out, or the main thoughts or attributes. And I want to share a few of them to you. I want to read them to you. Leaders that people really respect and liked were respectful, had vision, kindness, great listeners, people that were compassionate, and also people that were patient. Think about it, nothing about people that are on time, that could do most of the work, or that got all the work done, or that screamed at us. It was these attributes and emotions. And if you think about when I started this talk and I said, what were some of the benefits of the practice of mindfulness? It was some of these attributes that came out, that solidified, that were strengthened by a mindfulness practice. And I want to just add here, you don't have to do it for an hour, 2 hours a day. When I started my practice a few years ago, started with 1 minute a day, few breaths in and out. And then as I got used to the habit, because you've got to create the habit, it has to become part of your life. And then once it's a habit, then you can do more. So start small. First create the habit. And then once it's part of who you are, then you can extend the practice, do longer, and maybe research what else you can do to become more mindful. Mindfulness teaches us to create space, but not just for yourself, but also for other people. And the way that it creates space is that instead of being reactive, we become responsive. Instead of immediately having something to say, or your emotions boil up and you just boil over in the moment. What they found with people that practice mindfulness is that there's a moment, there's a second. We can even call it there's a breath, where you just wait and you just think. And before you do, so that is not reacting, but then responding. But then once you respond, you stood back for a moment, then you can make the correct decisions. And then you can lead with quiet confidence as that servant leader that you are, honoring yourself, but also honoring the persons or the people that you work with. Now, I'm a very hands-on person, very practical person. And I know over the last few days, you guys have heard so many good information, but I want you to feel more and I want you to experience more. So I'm going to guide you again into a little meditation, a visualization, just that you can do with me in this moment, so that you can get a feel. I want you to get a feel for how it will feel to be a mindful servant leader. So here we go. I want you again to get comfortable. If you want to close your eyes again, close your eyes. It's always good to close your eyes because you just get rid of all the distractions or any input from the senses. And then once you're comfortable and you're sitting back, notice your breath again. Just for a bit, notice your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And just allow yourself to relax in this moment. This is your moment. This is your space. Just take it. Be in the space. And then what I want you to do in this moment, so I want you to think, your eyes closed if you want to, one person that you know, that you think or believe embodies a true servant leader for you. Can be someone you know, can someone out there, someone famous. Just in this moment, think of one person that you feel embodies what a servant leader should be. And I want you just to keep that person in your imagination. Just think about them and ask yourself, why did you think of that person? What about that person stood out to you? Just think, what is the qualities that that person has that makes you think that they are a real servant leader, someone that you admire? Give it a mindful moment. Think about it. And now what I want you to do is imagine yourself as a servant leader. In this moment, put yourself in the future, in a situation, in a family situation, at home, at work, wherever you are, on interviews, whatever. Place yourself in that position, in that role, but exhibiting the qualities that that favorite person, that servant leader that you admire, you've now placed and brought onto yourself. And just feel how it would feel if you had that qualities, if they really exuded you. Imagine it, make that picture so vivid that that's the real you, How would that feel? How would you act? How much more mindful would you act with people around you, with what you are doing, wherever you are with, considering the space that you're in? And also even imagine how the people around you would react if you are so different, if you have these qualities, whatever they might be: compassion, creativity, kindness. Just feel it in your being, how that would feel. I want you to hold on to that. I want you to make that vision part of who you are right now. And I want you to know that you can take this vision with you and bring it up as a repetition in your mind, almost as a practice every day. That's who you're going to be. That's who you are. You know, one thing you must know is that the subconscious and the conscious doesn't know the difference between real or imagined. So every time you imagine this, you play out this visualization. The brain thinks that that's the real you, that's you doing it, and you're giving yourself the practice. And before long, you will just do it automatically, without even having to think about it. How amazing would that be? Just think about it. And now, come back to your breath. Just notice your breath again. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice the breath. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. There you go. Now with that mindful vision, with this feeling of space, of calmness, I want you to go out there and be the servant leaders that you know that you can be. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share with you and all your kindness.
Wow, wow, what an awesome time with you, Mr. Terence, the teacher. I'm telling you, this was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing with us those very powerful tips on mindfulness. We've got a whole lot of value from what you've said. In fact, I had to write a few of them. And, you know, when you said that mindfulness helps us to focus on the present on purpose, you know, that is very powerful because just like you said, we are all trying to strive to be multitaskers. So many books on management, on success, tell us multitask, multitask, multitask. And, you know, you just hearing you say that, you know, that's not really healthy for the brain because what happens is that we are jumping from one thought to another thought to another thought, and that exhausts us and takes away the energy so that we are not effective at anything we do. So we are only reaping half the benefit of anything that we do. But so it's important that we also have this skill of mindfulness so that we can apply it to become better servant leaders. Guys, if you have enjoyed this session, please come on, put up something in your comment. Let me hear what you have learned from Mr. Terence, the teacher. Come on, let me see those comments. Give him a round of applause. Let me see those comments on fire. Thank you so much, sir. It's an honor and a great privilege. Please, we want you to also take out time to follow him on his Instagram page, Terence the Teacher. You will learn a lot from him and, of course, connect with him on several levels. I'm sure he'll be open to make an acquaintance. Thank you, sir. God bless you for your time tonight. Oh my, it's such an honor. It's such an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you really enjoyed tonight, you will know that, man, we have started on a very, very powerful note. Thank God he was the first speaker. You know, he just set the pace for tonight's session. Don't forget, today is the final day. It's day 3. We've had 3 days, 2 days of wonderful, explosive teaching, and today marks the end of it. So please, just like he has said, be mindful, be in a state of mind where you are present so that everything our speakers are saying, you are listening and you are catching it. Are you following? Are you following? All right, please don't forget, don't enjoy this conference alone. Please help us share the link. We need more people to join in. We need more people to be part of what is happening. What is happening is we are making history. It's so phenomenal. We need YouTube to be buzzing right now. We need everybody to focus on what we are doing. Please share the link The link is available. Please share the link. Secondly, we want you to take advantage of the several offers that we are offering you at this conference. You would notice that we made an offer that if you are an author, all right, if you're an author or you have a product and you want to turn it into a digital product, there is a special offer between Edire Edewo and Idris Osakede, and they are going to help you guys to change or move your product from where it is right now to a digital product, which of course can be accessible to everybody all over the world. That's something that you want to do. You want to take advantage of this, and they are giving a 50% discount. Let me say that again, a 50% discount. Okay, so please, you have to make sure you take advantage of this session. Please, guys, let me know what you've learned so far. Can you please put on your comment what you've learned so far? I want to read some comments. I want to read some comment right now. I want to see how much we have been learning tonight. I want to see how much we have been learning tonight. Let me see some comments. Let me see some comments. Come on, guys, let me see some comments. What have you learned so far? What have you learned so far? What have you learned so far? Just put up in the comment. Put up in the comment. Let me read some comments. Let me read some comments. Let me read some comments. What points do you think you can put? Okay, so mindfulness gives more compassion and creativity. Thank you, Mr. Bralade Kore Emanajo. I think I got that name correct. Thank you so much. Conversation with Anu said, mindfulness, being in the present. Thank you. He said, it means you are in the present. And he did say something very powerful. He said, until you take control of yourself, until you are in charge, until you are in the present, you can't serve other people. Oh, very powerful. That's true. That's true. If you are all over the place, you can't give people your best. Oh no, you can't do that. If you are struggling and you are being, dragged between work, family, ministry, and all of that, you will find out that your effectiveness will be divided. Thank you. Ediri said multitasking is actually counterproductive. Yes, we said that. Not as though you cannot multitask, but do not plan on multitasking all the time, because just as Edria said, it's counterproductive. You'll find out that people who do less, I've always thought about it, when people say, oh, he's multi-talented. Have you noticed that many people who seem multi-talented usually struggle to achieve a level of success where people who are mono-talented do? I've noticed. So I'm usually afraid when I see someone who is multi-talented and he's unable to achieve the average which a mono-talented person achieves. So you want to be able to be present in anything that you're doing. Daniel said, serve yourself before you serve others. That's what Terence said. You cannot serve others until you have served yourself. You cannot be mindful about others until you're mindful about yourself. Come on, come on. You're going to help people take control over their lives until you take control over your own life. And that's very key. That's very important. This is going to help us in several areas of our life. Chael said, being a servant leader, you should not multitask yourself because it kills the brain. I like the way she said it. It kills the brain. Yeah, it robs the brain of its true power. Paul Okoro says, mindfulness is a process. Start from where you are and gradually move up the ladder. So yes, thank you for that, Mr. Paul. For somebody out there who's listening to this message for the first time, you may want to try being mindful and you'll find out maybe you're not getting the results. Start from somewhere. He said he started from 1 minute a day and he moved up the ladder. Mr. Daniel said, if you're not happy, you can't make other people happy. Please, this is very key. If you're not happy, how can you transmit what you don't have to somebody else? And that's what we see a lot of the times with people. We want to make you become what we haven't, right? We want to make what we haven't. So this session has truly given us a very powerful beginning, and I'm sure you are ready to take it to the next level. For some of you who didn't listen to the special offer that we have, we're going to do another offer very soon. But let's look and listen to our next speaker tonight. Are you ready? Just put on your comment, I'm ready, I'm ready. Can I get 20 people to type I'm ready so that I can bring up the next speaker? Come on, 20 people. 20 people to just say I am ready. Come on, come on, come on. If I get 20 people, I bring up my next speaker. Come on, let me see that. 20 people just say I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. This person I'm bringing up, wow. You all know him, we all know him. We have enjoyed the depth of his wisdom, and his witty efforts. We have enjoyed all his platforms, and he is so phenomenal. I can't wait to bring him on. But first, I want to know you're ready. Come on, tap. I'm ready. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I can see your comments. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us. Yes, Daniel Woody said, I'm ready. Edgery said, I'm ready. Yes, I am also ready. Please, let's make welcome our second speaker tonight. We'll bring up his profile so that you can get to know him. You know him, I know him, but let's introduce him to you through our audio visual. Let's take it away.
John Obidi is a new media consultant, international speaker, and personal development trainer. He is a highly skilled, compelling visionary and phenomenal resourceful person, bringing practical intelligence and transferable solutions to both the workplace and marketplace as a whole, and doing so in the most innovative and unconventional ways, unlocking admiration and gratitude from clients and industry stakeholders everywhere. In 2018, John was voted amongst Avance Media's 100 most influential young Nigerians, coming in second in the final rankings. In December 2018, he won the Future Awards Africa Prize for New Media. In 2020, John was once again featured amongst Avance Media's 100 most influential young Nigerians. John is a leading consultant on online digital marketing in Africa and is the founder of Head Start Africa, a community of over 170,000 business and career professionals. As a thought leader in personal development, leadership and online marketing, John's blog, podcasts, webinars, workshops, masterclasses, conferences, and speaking engagements are acclaimed to be practical, disruptive, paradigm-shifting, forward-looking, and highly progressive. He has served as a keynote speaker in Brazil, UAE, Ghana, Zambia, and Nigeria. John is available as a keynote speaker and panelist for conferences, workshops, and knowledge-sharing platforms. He will be speaking on global leadership. Please make welcome John Obidi.
Hello, everyone. I don't know if the sound of my voice is getting to you okay, so I want the admins or whoever is in charge to shoot me a quick message. Let me know that my voice is reaching you loud and clear, and I will be happy to take it away right now at the Becoming Summit. All right, I can see energetic EJ telling me that it's all good. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for being on here at the Becoming Summit. But first of all, I want to thank Ejiro Osakede for putting this together and for inviting me on the platform to share my knowledge with the attendees here. Shout out to everyone who is tuned in from all over the world. I see someone, Daniel Wood, with a Ghanaian flag, I think. Good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for being on here. I don't know how long I have. Ejiro, please just let me know how long I have. I'll see the private message here. But I think I have about 20 minutes. Cool, I got 20 minutes, and I'm here to talk about becoming a global leader. Becoming a global leader. This is something that will be difficult to tackle in just 20 minutes. Usually, I mean, for those of you who have watched me speak online, I typically do these things for hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, on Night School, which is my flagship weekly program. But I'll do my best to cover this in 20 minutes. Becoming a global leader. Why am I qualified to teach this? And first of all, what is a global leader? A global leader is someone who is able to lead people in multiple locations around the world. A global leader is someone whose body of work is in demand beyond the shores of their home country. And so when you think about global leadership, it's not local, all right? So if you're a champion in Lagos or Enugu or Port Harcourt or Accra, you're a leader, okay, but you need to become a global leader. If that is what you are here for, your work has to transcend your locale and have global demand. Okay, you've got to have people that are demanding for your work. You've got to have people who are demanding for your solutions all over the world. All right, so how do you become a global leader? I have a few bullet points here for you. But one thing, I don't know if I'll have time to go through everything, but I'm going to mention one thing, and that is networking. There are other important bullet points, but I just feel strongly why I need to mention networking first, in case I don't have time to go back to it. Okay, networking is very important. All right, now some people, based on their personality type, they may not like to mix with people too much. They may not like to make friends. They may not like to get out of their comfort zone and talk to people. But you cannot become a global leader if you do not build a strong network. All right. One of the things that has really helped me is the power of networking. All right. So just keep that in one page in your mind. I'll come back to that. Let's go back to global leadership. First of all, you have to lead locally. You have to lead locally. And in leading locally, you need to be known for something. So people want to go global. You want to go international. But what have you done in your local environment? Like Jesus said, he that is faithful in little will be faithful in much. So you have to build something. And besides even the esoteric wisdom of being faithful in little, if anybody that has ever gone global, right, can sit you down to tell you the truth about the journey, you need to leverage a local audience. Listen to me, guys. All right. I'm not giving you esoteric things that you can't. This is real life. There are things I would never have been able to do internationally if I did not have what we call proof of work. They looked me up, saw that I had a huge following in Nigeria, and said, wow, who is this guy? We have to work with him. All right. So you have to build local leadership first. Now, I did not know this when I started. These are things I just discovered along the journey. I did not know that my local audience had that kind of value beyond the shores of Nigeria. I did not know until it happened. All right. When I crossed over, I remember when I was in Brazil, I was going on to network and meeting people, and there was someone I was trying to get in touch with. I had that conversation with him, and when I told him what I was doing in Nigeria, right there on the spot, he looked me up, he went online, Googled me, saw my Facebook group, Head South Africa, checked it out. At the time, we had about 100,000, I think about 98,000 members, close to 100,000. He checked 98,000 members. So I was like, wow, he has never met anybody in real life that had a following of even 50,000. But here I was in front of him, and he was seeing 98,000 people. Wow, for you to be leading 98,000 people, there must be something about you. So it wasn't even about my plenty sense at the time. It was the fact that all these people were following me for maybe some sort of substance. And so he was like, you know what, dude, I'm having an event this coming week. Would you like to be there? And that was my opportunity in a country where I did not even really speak the language. All right. I had to show proof of local leadership. I went on to meet him thinking I could ride on my charisma, thinking I could ride on my speaking ability, but no, those were good. But what the deal breaker was my following. If I had known that my following was going to be a major thing, I would have probably led with that. You know, when we say put your best foot forward, I would have led the conversation with that. Hey, I'm John Obidi. I have a following of 98,000 people in Africa. And they'll be like, whoa, okay, so who are you? Okay, so these things actually help. So you have to build local leadership first. And in building local leadership, let's deconstruct that. What does that mean? What are you going to be known for? And so your positioning has to be certain. You cannot leave that in doubt. All right. Your positioning has to be certain. Who are you? What are you going to be known for? And the quickest way to be known for something is to teach what you know. The quickest way to be known for something is to give value to people. One of the ways I came up, especially in Lagos, was that I was always teaching. I was always sharing what I knew. I almost had no trade secrets. Again, in 2021, I would advise against that, but that's a different conversation. The point is, I was always teaching what I knew. I started this game as an online marketer, and I was always teaching online marketing. When I got into personal development, I was teaching about personal development. When I got into make money online, I was teaching about make money online. When I got into new media, I was teaching about new media. All right. As I began to expand and travel the world, I began to teach people how to break boundaries and travel the world and build their portfolio doing so. All right. So that is how people got drawn to me. It's not just that I can speak very well. It's not just that I have that charisma, but the things that I teach people actually help them take their lives forward. And that's what grew my following. So you've got to ask yourself, what is it that you know? Unfortunately, in our part of the world, people tend to hoard knowledge. And that is unfortunate. People tend to hoard knowledge. But the thing is that you're hoarding knowledge, you cannot grow. Let me not say you cannot, but it's going to be very difficult for you to grow. So you have to look around. And I keep on saying this, that in Nigeria, for example, and in many parts of Africa, there is so much darkness. But there's an opportunity there, because in places where there is so much darkness, it is so easy to be a hero. In places where there is so much darkness, it is easy to be a hero. If you go to a place where there's already a lot of light, maybe go to a first world country like, I don't know, Norway or Germany. I mean, they have their own issues, but they also have a lot of light. There's a lot of issues that in Nigeria that are not issues in Europe. They're not issues in Saudi Arabia. They're not issues in the United States. They're only issues in Nigeria. All right. The kind of issues that they have in those countries are on a different level of sophistication. But there in the third world, there are so many problems. And so if you just pick one to solve, you are going to attract a followership. All right. And so what do you know? And how can you use what you know to make people's lives better? And social media has made it very easy for us to build that kind of body of work. What are we doing right now? Ejiro is handling this, the Becoming Summit. It's streaming live on YouTube. She has brought all these speakers on this platform to give you value. She's building her body of work. How much do you guys pay to attend this? I'm sure you guys are all paid to attend this. She's giving you all this for free. That is how you become a servant leader. That is how you become a global leader. All right. I'm very sure as she moves on in her career, she can point to the Becoming Summit and say, look, on my Becoming Summit, I had XYZ number of people. I taught them this, this, and this. These are the number of my followers, and this is how I have built my following locally. It will help her leverage other deals internationally. Let's even look at the music industry. Look at the artists that have gone global from Nigeria. They have had to build a following here first. All right. Now, you know me, I'm going to be honest with you. Nigerian followers have a lot less buying power. We all know that. All right. Followers from Nigeria have less buying power than in first world countries. Yes, but build that following first. All right. At some point, you are going to feel like, I'm not really making money from this thing. And I'll come to that. Okay. I'm not really making money for this thing. What's the point? If you are someone who has global leadership in mind, all right. I can see one of the attendees here. I saw Anu. Anu was leaving comments here. I think it was something, the channel, I can't remember what the channel name was, something with Anu. All right. But I know of Anu's program. Anu, if you are here, maybe leave a comment so people can know that it's you I'm talking about. I saw it when they were announcing me. Yeah. She has something that she does, I think it's on Instagram Live or on YouTube, I'm not sure, where she teaches people how to break into the development space. So if you want to be in the field of development, you want to be in the field of development, work with international organizations to bring development to other countries. Yeah, that's Conversations with Anu. Right. So there she's in the comment section. Right. So she holds that, I think it's a weekly program, which is visible in the development space. So if you're a young person, you want to break into the development space, she has that weekly program. And it's free of charge. It's not paying her, but she knows where she is going. Because someday, when she wants to leverage all of that work for a bigger position, she can point at that body of work. There's a lot of people who want to frog leap. You want to jump and catch that kind of position or that kind of opportunity, but you don't have a body of work. It is going to be very difficult. Now, listen, there are some people who are going to be exceptions. All right. There are some people who are going to be exceptions to these things. Now, let me speak our vernacular, because this phone is not really doing it for some people. If you come from Nigeria, your papa no get, your mama no get. When I say get, you know what I mean? Your papa no get money, your mama no get money. You say if you don't get money, they struggle. Your family doesn't have a big name. Nobody knows you. You're probably the first person in your family that anybody knew with that surname. Your fight is different. Your strategies are different. Your degree of cunning and the way you approach your path has to be different. So where somebody else can leverage on their big family name, I'm not hating on them, that's just their path. But you now look at somebody else who, once they got out of university, dad's connections got them into maybe the UN or the African Union or UNDP, and you're like, wow, that is their path. What they had, you don't have. So you've got to take another path that can offer you tools because of where you're coming from. All right. So where I was coming from, I knew. All right. I'm probably the first Obidi that most of you have heard about. Probably. Maybe if you're from my village, you may have known some Obidis, but most of you guys have probably heard nothing of an Obidi until you met me. And so I had to tell myself, guy, you know where you're coming from. You know your background. I came to Lagos knowing nobody in 2014. And so I was like, you know what is going to be my strategy? How am I? And because I came into this game with very big eye. All right. See, many of you don't know this part of the story. And it's because I don't like talking about it. A part of the story makes me a little bit embarrassed. So I don't really like talking about it. So many people don't know. But I'll tell you guys here, at 15 years old, I used to be a bricklayer. Many people don't know this because I obviously don't look anything like where I'm coming from. But that's the truth. All right. I'm blushing a little bit talking about it, but I feel like some people need to hear this to connect to what I'm saying. I'm not giving you motivation. I'm not a motivational speaker. Doesn't mean that someone that wears suit and speaks funny is a motivational speaker. I don't motivate. No. All right. My words can be so hard sometimes they will make you cry. I'm not trying to motivate you. I give you what it is real. All right. So there's some of you who have my kind of background. Your partner get, your man not get. You have no business trying to carry shoulder and trying to be what you're not. You've got to look at the tools that you have. Right. When I was much younger, I used to be very shy. People don't know that. I used to be very, very shy, chronically shy. Brian Tracy says that they did a study, and in America anyway, and they realized that for most people, the fear of the fear of public speaking was higher than the fear of death. So there are people who would rather die than speak in public. That was me. Now, there are people who can live with the fear of public speaking and they can go on throughout their lives and have a successful life. Not me. The people who throughout their lives, they can have a speech impediment or they don't want to speak in public and they're shy and they'll be fine because of where they're coming from. Their path is different. Maybe they've got family wealth or they just got lucky somehow. I don't know, but they can cruise through or they have other abilities that can overcompensate for them not being able to speak in public. But I had to do my own self-analysis. I don't have a strong family name. I don't have rich parents. What do I have? Like God told Moses, what do you have in your hand? What do you have? Well, I had a thing for grammar. I could really speak. I know how to explain things. I know how to teach people. Now, I may be shy about it, but I know how to teach. I had a pretty fair sense of humor. Fair, because I developed it over time. A pretty fair sense of humor. But because I was shy, only my family members knew that I was funny. Only my family members knew that I could speak. I remember one time we were in the living room watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And we were watching Frank Edoho do this thing. My mother looked at him and looked at me and said, you can actually do this thing. I was so afraid when she said that. I was so afraid that because I felt like someone was going to just pick me up and throw me there on the stage because I was afraid of that. All right. That is where I came from. But why did she say that? Because she knew right from when I was a kid, I've always spoken like this. I never travel, go anywhere then. All right. But I've always been speaking like this. But only my family members knew how eloquent I was, how smart I was, how intelligent I was, how funny I was. And they knew that I could be that. All right. But at some point when I was growing into an adult, I think when I was just rounding off university in 2009, I had to look at myself and be like, dude, what do you have? Because some people who graduated from my set, they were going off to the UK to do their masters. And by the way, I went to Benson Idahosa University. All right. It's a private university in Benin City in Nigeria. Now, people assume that everyone who goes to private universities are from rich families. All right. I didn't come from a rich family. My university education was funded by my uncles, not my parents. So they could pay for the tuition, but for my upkeep, I had to really squeeze and do side jobs. I had to teach web design websites, teach programming. I did a lot of things to cater for myself. All right. So that's what I had to do. So after school, traveling out of the country for my master's was out of the question. Okay. My parents couldn't afford that. But my mates were traveling, doing all of that. And I looked, I don't even have that kind of system. What can I do? And I looked, what do I have? Okay, people say that I know how to speak. People say that I'm funny. People say that I'm really smart. You know, when I speak in my small circle of friends, they start taking notes. Okay, so it means that I have this gift. But okay, but I'm too shy to put it out there. What can I do? Say, guy, you have lost the right. If you are poor, yeah, you have lost the right to be shy. You have lost that right to be shy. I said, you know what? I've got to develop it myself. How did I start? From church. What happened was I was part of a cell fellowship in my local church then in Benin City, Church of God Mission. And the cell leader was traveling to the US to do his master's, and he was supposed to hand over the fellowship to someone else. And he was going to hand it over to me, but he knew that I was chronically shy. He knew that if he had told me, John, you know what, you're the new cell leader. If he had told me that, I would have said no and never shown up at that meeting again. So he didn't tell me. What he did was he just traveled, told the pastor that John Obidi is the new cell leader. Anyway, I heard that he had traveled. Anyway, I went to church Sunday, did my thing in one quiet corner. I was about to go home. Pastor now called me, hey, John, yeah, so Osareki has briefed you, right? You're the new cell leader. So today we're going to be talking about, I'm like, put me on the spot, just like that. Oh my goodness. The butterflies in my stomach came. I could feel it just squeezing like this. I could have just backed out at them. I could have said no, and they would have respected my wishes. But something just told me at that moment that, John, who knows? This might be the opportunity of a lifetime. And what I mean is, this might be the chance that you've been looking for to finally defeat that demon. Because you know, somehow I had this knowing that there was something in my future that was going to depend on my ability to speak to people, a lot of people. I had no clue where I was going to be. I had no clue who I was going to be in the future, but something told me that it was going to rely heavily on my ability to speak in public. Not just speak, but excellently, in a way that moves people to action. Who knows? This might be your training ground. I grit my teeth. I said, okay. I took it up. See, I hated it so much that some days I would pray that rain would fall. So that if they ask me why we did not hold house fellowship, I'll say this because rain fell. But guess what? Rain did not fall. So I had to go and do it. Okay? And then slowly, I started to tolerate it. I hated it at first, but I slowly began to tolerate it. And over time, I began to be like, okay, this ain't that bad. And over time, I began to enjoy it. And then I began to look forward to it. And then from being able to talk to just 5 people, 7, 10, I decided to run more experiments. I told the pastor that right after church, I would like to be speaking to the church members to teach them about social media, because I had just started learning about social media marketing about 2012. Yeah. I said, I want to teach church members who are interested in learning how to grow their businesses online for free after church every Sunday. And he said, okay. And I began to hold those classes in one of the offices in church. And I was doing that. They didn't know that I was using that activity as target practice. That's what I did, 2012 and most of 2013. And then slowly but surely, when I started social media marketing in earnest in 2013, sometime in, I think it was around July or August that same year, 2013, I got a call from, I was in Benin, I got a call from the US consulate. You know, I got this call. It says, hello, is this John Obidi? I said, yes. I said, okay, I'm calling from the US consulate. You've been nominated for the Future Awards Africa Prize for New Media 2013. Would like to know if you could be available to come by the US consulate on on Friday. That was in 2 days. Come by the U.S. consulate on Friday for the nominee reception dinner. We're having a dinner in honor of the nominees, and I would like you to come by. I'm like, these guys think that all things bright and beautiful are in Lagos. So you think that I'm actually based in Lagos. I'm in Benin City. But I didn't tell him that. I said, okay, I'm going to be there. That's how I packed my bags, got on the next bus to Lagos. Yeah, traveling by bus. That was all I knew at the time. That was all I could afford anyway. And I got on the bus on my way there. I was on my way to Lagos. And then I read the instructions. It said that it was a black tie event. Honestly, I did not know the meaning of black tie. I didn't know what the meaning of black tie meant. I thought maybe black tie, well, wear a black tie, but that's not what it meant. So I Googled it and I saw what it meant. Oh, wow. Those clothes they were asking me to wear, I didn't have them. I didn't have a single suit. So I called one of my friends who was based in Lagos. We went to school together, Yinka. So Yinka, I'm coming to Lagos for this Future Awards thing. They told us to wear black tie. I don't know where to buy those things. Do you have anywhere? I said, don't worry, come over. I'll show you where to go get them. I said, okay, cool. I got into the bus. I think it was God is Good Motors, heading to Lagos, and I had a BlackBerry Bold too. Then when BlackBerry was the thing, I had a BlackBerry phone. I put on my earphones and I was listening to a Brian Tracy audiobook titled Power Networking. Now, why was I doing that? I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to network. I didn't know how I was going to engage in that kind of high value environment. I was coming from Benin City. I mean, no disrespect to Benin, but you know what it is. I was coming from Benin City. I had not been around such people, that class of people before. I needed to know how to maximize that moment. Someday I'm going to teach a separate topic titled maximizing your moments. All right. Because as King Solomon said, the race is often not to the swift. The battle is not to the strong, but time and chance happens to them all. Time and chance happens to us all. But some of us are able to manage those moments better than others. Everybody here has had a life-changing opportunity. Tap them on the shoulder. But some people have not learned how to manage that moment. And so learning how to manage your moments, how to maximize your moments is going to be one of the critical skills that you can learn when getting from here to there. Anyway, so I was listening to this audiobook because I did not want to miss that moment. I did not want to mismanage that moment. I wanted to squeeze everything that I could from that moment because people from my background don't get as many opportunities as that. They don't. As at that time, I had never even been to an airport. Could you believe it? My first time to any airport was later in 2014. I had not been on any aircraft at any airport, local or international. All right. So I'm telling you where I was coming from. All right. So I knew that, look, you've got to be able to maximize this moment. All the celebrities were going to be hanging out there. All right. So I was listening to that audiobook. It was about 2 hours long. So I think I heard it back to back twice on that trip from Benin to Lagos. I got to Lagos. I had learned a lot of techniques for networking. I learned so many things that I didn't learn growing up. So that was good. I made my notes. I got there, met up with Yinka. Yinka took me to that corner in Lagos they call Balogun Market. We went there. He got me the suits that I wore to the event. We got into one place where they were selling clothes and I saw a pair of glasses. And I said, and I took the glasses and I put them on. I said, Yinka, how do I look? He said, you look wise. I said, yes, that's what I'm going for. And so I kept the glasses. All right. And I'm sure if you look at my pictures from the 2014, 2015 era, you saw my pictures where I was wearing glasses. I don't really wear glasses. That was the moment I made it part of my brand at the time. All right. And so I told Yinka, when I get there, they're going to ask me for my card. And I don't have any cards. I never had any cards. I said, Yinka, I don't have any cards. How do I get cards? I said, okay, don't worry. I know one place. I know one corner like that where you can print plenty for, how much was it? I think it was like 1,000 naira. You could print a lot of cards, low quality, but it was a card. I said, okay, yes. I gave him the money. He went to print the cards while I went to the Future Awards. So I'll not be late. So then he could bring it to the venue much later. So he went somewhere. He now called me on the phone and said, hey, John, what should they type on the card? I said, what should I write on the card? Oh, I had to think. And I remember that when I was Googling online, I saw one woman like that who was teaching about social media. Her bio said social media strategist. I said, I said, Yinka, let him write social media strategies. They said, okay. That's how he printed my first set of cards ever, 2013. And he came, and then I went to the event. Anyway, the guy, he came, gave me the cards, and truly, that moment happened. The US ambassador was there. All the high and mighty were there. I was able to network with them. I was able to exchange, and they asked me truly for my card. If you don't have your card at an event like that, you are seen as an unserious person. Forget it. I know that when they get home, they will likely throw your card in the dustbin. But the fact that you have a card makes you look like a serious person. First of all, I got the card, and it was there. I saw brilliant people. I said, people are brilliant in this Lagos. I saw brilliant people in Lagos. You know, one of the issues with being in a place like Benin City, being brilliant and locating yourself in a place like Benin, or no disrespect to you guys, but I will tell you guys the truth. Benin, Port Harcourt, Enugu, Ebonyi, all those places, Ibadan. One of the problems with being brilliant and staying in those places is that you can't really know how brilliant you are, because you're like a one-eyed man in the land of the blind. Any small thing you say, they're clapping. All right? Until you come into a place where you can rub minds and compete with the best of the best, you can't really know how good you are or how good you can be. When I got to Lagos, I saw people that were 1,000 times smarter than me. Smarter than me. I was like, oh my God. And I now knew what work I needed to do in order to become really better, because I said I didn't come to Lagos to be second best. No, I don't want to be just one of those guys. No, I want to be the guy. I want John Obidi to mean something. If the name Obidi did not mean anything before, I would make it mean something here. All right. I want people to hear John Obidi and it forms a story in their minds. It creates a feeling in their heads. Right. So that's what I came with. And so I began to develop myself. I began to accept every single speaking engagement. It was free. Now, I'm saying all this to come back to a point. There's something I was talking about where I said whether or not what you're doing is paying you, you've got to do that to build your local audience. I took the story this way so I could come to this. And I saw somebody leave a comment here. Somebody commented and said that she's at that point in her life where she's having that question, that what do I do when the thing I'm doing right now is not paying me? That's where I was. All right. But look, my mantra at the time was that you've got to engage on this path with your dream and a day job. Catch this, guys. A dream and a day job. Again, everything I'm saying here does not have to apply to you if you come from a rich family. If you already have money, you're fine. That's okay. For those of us who came from nothing, our approach had to be different. So I didn't just have any funding to say, oh, I want to do this as it is my passion. No. If you come with just your passion, you would die of malaria before your passion ever sees daylight. All right. So you've got to have something that pays you while you can, so you can support yourself while you are handling your passion. Teaching people was my passion. Building community, speaking, changing people's lives was my passion, but it was not paying me. I had to balance it and find something that could pay me while I could handle the passion, because I knew I was going to cash in on the passion sometime further down the road. It's going to happen. You can't control when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen at some point. You've got to be able to support yourself while your dream is coming to fruition. Listen, since I was born and now that I'm getting old, well, not old, older, right? I've never heard of an American that died of hunger. Maybe that's happened though. Maybe, I don't know. I've never heard of an American that died of hunger. Never. But I've seen it happen in Nigeria. It can happen to you in Nigeria. Everybody will say RIP and they will move on. All right? You need money. Global leader. Guy, calm down. You need money. If you are in Nigeria or anywhere else in the third world, you need money. So find something that pays your bills. What was my own? I was a website designer. Listen, guys, I hated web design. Everything inside me hated website design, but I was good at it. And people were willing to pay for it. Not much, but enough to cover my basic bills as someone who just moved to Lagos newly. So that's what I was using. All right. So while I was going to honor speaking engagements that were not paying me a dime, while I was going to volunteer at events, very important, if you want to be a global leader, you must learn to serve. Jesus said, he who must lead must first of all serve. That was my one, that was one of my breakthrough strategies, service. Okay, guys, give me a sec. Okay, I'm beginning to feel hot. Let me turn on the air conditioner. Okay, give me just 1 second. Okay, just a sec. I'll turn off my cam. I'm still here. All right, guys, I'm here. Just bear with me. I thought I could carry on without the AC, but I just had to do that. I just had to do that real quick. Okay, good. I'm beginning to really get hot. Okay, so learn to serve. That's where I was at. Right. You have to learn to serve. Okay, so, and while you're volunteering, while you're serving, you have to pay transport fare, at least to be entering bus or entering keke, whatever it is you're using. You have to be doing it somehow. Where would the money come from? And so you realize that there's a lot of people who started out with their passion, whether it was in public speaking or in the development space or in leadership, and they just dropped out. I'm sure you know some people like that around you, who they started out so well, but after like 6 months, you don't hear from them again. What happened? Well, the realities of the third world happened. Without support, those dreams can be very hard to accomplish, very hard. And so something had to support me. I had to find something to do. On the other hand, I could now go out there and volunteer, because volunteering really helped me. When I came to Lagos, I said, who are the best in the field here? And I looked at the field. I saw Jimmy Tewe. I saw Steve Harris. I saw Bankole Williams. And I said, I'm going to be close to these people. I'm going to start by volunteering for them. The year I moved to Lagos was 2014, I think. That same year, Jimmy Tewe was holding this event called 7-Star Worker Conference. Okay, that's what it was called at the time, 2014, 7-Star Worker Conference. I heard of the event. People in my circle then told me about the event. I said, okay. He didn't know me from anywhere. I sent him an email. I don't know what I was thinking, because I was a very radical person then. I've cooled down now that, I'm here. I was very radical. I don't know what got into me that I felt like I could just email him and he would respond. I emailed him and said, hello, sir, my name is John Obidi, and I have a live streaming company in Benin City, from Benin City. And I actually I had a live streaming company at the time. And I said, I'm volunteering to come and help you live stream your events. That's what I told him. Well, at the time I wasn't doing, see how life is very funny. I started a live streaming company in Benin City. But at the time, Benin City did not have any internet that could accommodate live streaming. Because of that, I had to downgrade my services, and I was now offering audio live streaming services. Not because that was the limit of my potential, but because that was the limit of my environment. Benin, hey God, you just want to pursue me from this place. You want to pursue me from here. And I was just getting warmed up. Eh? Uncle Daniel. Is my time up? Okay, he has gone. I thought he just came to pursue me from here, because he came onto the stage. I was just getting warmed up. I know they gave me 20 minutes, but you guys know I don't talk in 20 minutes. So whoever gave me 20 minutes, I don't know who sent you a message. You should know that John Obidi takes time to unpack the message. So when I calm down, they will stay. They're not going anywhere. Did you have anywhere you are going to this night? Do you have night meeting they are going to? Yeah, you don't even know where you're going. Sit down and listen to the message. So where was I? So I sent him that message. I sent him that email, right? I sent him that email. I said, I want to volunteer. Anyway, yeah, I'm talking about Benin. So because of the limit of my environment, all right? Because of the limit of my environment, I couldn't even offer proper live streaming services at that time. So I had to downgrade and offer audio live streaming. So I was doing that in Benin City because that's that was all that the internet of that region could handle at the time. But when I came to Lagos, and now I offered that audio live streaming to Jimmy Tewe. He said, well, we already have somebody doing live streaming, and he's doing video. I said, okay, but what he's doing is video. Who knows? Some people might not have internet to be able to stream the video. So my audio can be an option. He said, okay, what is it going to take? I said, nothing. I'm going to bring my equipment and everything that I need. All I need is your permission. He said, okay. I said, fine. So carried my equipment, I carried my internet, I didn't depend on them for anything. I took my internet, took my cables, my wires, everything, my extensions, my laptop, every single thing I needed, I carried it, got to the venue, somewhere at Ikeja, I remember, 2014. I got there, we started. As fate would have it, something happened to the setup for video live streaming. I think the guy's internet was messing up that day. So everybody who was supposed to live stream that video had to now rely on my audio streaming service. So the traffic to my audio stream was really high that day. And so he was getting text messages and emails that, Jimmy Tewe, I'm listening from Saudi Arabia. Fantastic work you guys are doing. I'm listening from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm listening from Dubai. I'm listening from Ireland. And I was like, wow. He could see the value. And so after the event, he said, John Obidi, nice one today. Let's have dinner at my house. That was it. He who must lead must first be a servant. He who must lead must first be a servant. And so I did that year, the next year, all right? And I kept on supporting. That's how I started. Another one happened. Those of you that are on my Facebook group will know this story. 2015, from 2014, I was always volunteering. So I volunteered for Bankole Williams' events too. It was Live Your Dreams. All right. Most of you only know me from when I started speaking at Live Your Dreams, but you don't know that I started first volunteering for Live Your Dreams. I volunteered there, and there was this particular year, 2015, I volunteered, and that particular year, I had an issue, like a day before the event. I got a call that my father was in the hospital and he needed blood transfusion. Now, you guys know how the medical system works in Nigeria. It's a bit, you know how it is. But anyway, he was in there and he needed a blood transfusion. Due to some weird policy of the hospital, his family members had to come physically and donate blood. Long story, but the long and short was that I had to be there in person to donate blood. And the hospital he was at was somewhere in a place called Iroa in Edo State. I was like, oh my goodness. I got the call and I had to start hurrying. I sent Bankole Williams a message that, I'm so sorry. My father has this issue. I know the event is tomorrow. I have to go tonight to Edo State to donate blood to my father, but I will make it back for Live Your Dreams tomorrow because I was going to be live streaming for him also. I will make it back by tomorrow. He said, no, it's okay. It's okay. Take your time. Everybody was being very understanding about the situation. He said, oh, take your time. Don't worry. You don't have to. Just take care of family first. I said, I will be here. I rushed off. I went to the airport. All the tickets were gone. I mean, who was I kidding? You don't come by that time and start trying to buy tickets to go to where? I went to the airport, tickets were all bought up. And funnily enough, that weekend was when Edo State governor at the time, what's his name? Adams Oshomole was getting married that weekend. And so all the dignitaries were flying to Edo State. There was no way I could get a ticket. I took a bike to the nearest motor park I could find that was still going to Benin at that time of the evening. I got into the bus, started heading to Edo State. We're getting there. I got to Benin City, took another car to Iroa. On my way, I sent a message to that my very good friend Yinka. I said, Yinka, see, I'm heading to Edo State to Iroa for something very important, but I need to be back in Lagos to volunteer for this event. Could you, because in that Iroa, I didn't have any internet connection. So I said, please, could you please book me on the first flight coming out of Benin in the next, like in the morning, so I can still make it to that event in Lagos. He said, okay, he did that. So he said, okay, he did that. Got there, donated blood, spent the night in the hospital. The next morning, hit the road, got to Benin. Thankfully, the angels were just helping me that day. I got to the airport, there were no delays. I boarded the flights, got to Lagos. So I got to Lagos, took an Uber, got to my apartment, quickly took a shower, changed, carried my equipment, took another Uber, got to, was it Uber or regular taxi? I can't remember. But I shall got to the venue. Now, here's the thing. When I got to the venue of the event, I forgot that I had just donated blood, and through all my urgency to be able to keep my word, I forgot to eat. Someone who donated blood the night before. I don't know what got into me. I was just intent on keeping my word and being there at that event, because nobody could do audio live stream. No, I was the one that said I was going to do it, and there was nobody that could fill in for me. I said I was going to be there, and I was going to be there. I forgot I had not eaten. So I came to the event, with my equipment. People were like, hey, BD, they were hailing me and all that. They didn't know that this guy was just about to faint. I got there, I opened up my laptop, plugged in the cables, started live streaming, and I just laid my head down like this. My own was, I was happy I was able to deliver. And then someone tapped me. That was Steph Obi. Steph Obi too was volunteering then. And she just tapped me. She was in charge of taking care of the volunteers. And she tapped me and gave me a plate of rice that they were giving to the volunteers. Oh, more, that plate of rice was gold at the time, because nobody knew where I was coming from, and I was about to pass out. Nobody knew. And I had that. Everything was fine. Now, even Bankole Williams did not know about all of this. So it's not even as if it's for eye service. He didn't know about all of this until like 3 years later, 2 or 3 years later, when he got to know. It was not his business to know, right? I didn't care about whether he knew or was coming for me or anything. My own view was just to serve, and excellently well, all right? And I did that. And here we are. I don't look like it, but here we are. So he who must lead must serve. Whenever I have events and I invite this person or that person, people are like, wow, John Obidi is so well connected. How did I become well connected? By serving. All right. You guys attended Head Start Summit. Some of you attended Head Start Summit last year. All right. And you saw how it was star-studded and packed with all kinds of people. All right. You should be asking yourself, what did he have to sacrifice to be able to pull these high quality people onto this event? All right. I can talk to you for 10 hours about volunteering on its own, but let me quickly move on. All right. So wait, let me first of all talk to this man that is trying to terrorize me from the stage. First of all, please, sir, how long do I have before you chase me away? 5 minutes. Is there a speaker after me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me be respectful to the next speaker and quickly tidy up and round this off. All right. I was going to take you guys to midnight. I'm joking. All right. That's cool. So just one thing, please. There's something with your audio. It's causing a distortion. I don't know if I'm the only one hearing it. Okay. Thank you. All right. So anyway, I was talking about service. I got just shaken because he was pushing me off the stage. So that is the thing about service. So he who must lead must first of all serve. So I've talked about a number of things here: volunteering, service. I've talked about money versus passion. Yes, you want to lead, you want to build your platforms, you want to share your message, you want to help people, okay? But as Olakule Shorion will say, it is a person that is well that can donate blood, okay? It is a person that is well that can donate blood, okay? You have to build, in order to build capacity, you must first of all have a base, a financial base, have something that you are doing that can keep you alive. It may not make you rich, but at least it will support you until your passion begins to pay. All right. Moving on, read, build capacity. Okay. You need to be a person that reads. People say that readers are leaders or leaders are readers, whichever one. You have to be a reader of the right quality information. I don't have time to break that down, but you must build your capacity by reading, by personal development. Okay. See, there are some places that you need to go that you cannot go in your current state. I don't care how many times you pray or read your holy book or confess positive. I don't care how many times you do that. There are places that you want to go that you are not qualified for, and no amount of prayer will take you there. I'm sorry, I know you've heard many sermons that have told you that the power of positive thinking and affirmations and maybe prayer and fasting will take you from prison to palace. No, my dear, you have to be qualified. So there are some qualifications that you need to get. What are those things? look for them. Some of them, you can do them online. Whatever it is, build that capacity. When Okonjo-Iweala, when Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, mind you, got the WTO position as the Director General, people were celebrating, wow, if you can do it, I can. No, my darling, not in your present state. What I expect you to do is to go to her Wikipedia page and look at her qualifications. She didn't come here to play. She's one of the most she has one of the most qualified CVs I've ever seen in my life. All right. So look at where you want to go and ask questions. What are the qualifications I need to get that will better prepare me for this place I'm going? Okonjo-Iweala, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, pardon me, she had a top job. I think she was a vice president or so at the World Bank before she ever became a minister in Nigeria, back in the Obasanjo regime. Her life has been full of qualifications and preparations for where she was going. So what is the value of your preparation? What qualifications do you need? What knowledge do you need? What certificates do you need? It's not, some people say, oh, we don't need certifications. What you need is knowledge. No matter how much you know, there are places you cannot go unless an external body has certified you as competent. And that is where qualifications come in. All right. So I'll move on. I'm going to talk about travel. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to break your hearts. You cannot be a global leader by sitting down in Nigeria. You cannot. It will not happen. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Those of you that don't have money to travel will start insulting me because you don't have money to travel. Don't insult me. Just take the facts. You cannot go global from inside Nigeria. You have to travel. All right. So now there are people here listening to me. You are coming from different income brackets. Very understandable. Me, I know how my own happened. I don't have time to share all my stories. I have too many stories. Okay. All my sermons be like tales by moonlight. I can't go into that now. But you have to make a plan. Start saving. First things first, get your passport. I keep on saying this thing because it's alarming how many Nigerians, smart, brilliant Nigerians, don't have a passport. You think a passport is an ID card because you use it to open your bank account. No, it is more than that. Get it first. All right. Then go to Eventbrite. That's just I did when I was starting. Go to eventbrite.com. All right. Look for an event that is happening. So Eventbrite is one of my superpowers. Look for an event that is happening somewhere in the world that is easy to go to. Okay. Because I don't know, because you come from Nigeria, getting a visa to some countries might be hard. It's just, I'm sorry, that's where we are from. All right. So look for a country that is easy to go to and that you can raise money to attend. Book a ticket on Eventbrite. A lot of them are going to be free. All right. A lot of them are going to be free. When you get there, look for an event. If you're in personal development, if you're in health, if you are in fitness, if you are in finance, there's an event happening physically. Well, now this is COVID. We're just coming out of COVID. So I don't know how this is going to work now. Events haven't kicked into full gear yet. Travel is still here and there. But this is what I did way before COVID, but I think it still works now. Check for an event happening in the world and aim to be there. Just one conversation with the right person in a foreign country can change your life forever. Okay, there's a whole background story behind that, but this gentleman in blue is intimidating me right here, and I can't share the whole story, so I have to move on. Okay, so let me move on to the next thing. Excellence. You have to be excellent. Have an excellent spirit. Everything you do must have a touch of class. If you go to my Instagram, I was sharing on my Instagram profile about English language and how you have to be obsessed with being grammatically correct in the way you write. Listen, if you can write well, it will cover up for some other things that you don't have. If people can read something that you wrote and have the perception that this person is learned and is articulate, it can cover up for some other deficiencies that you may have. Let me advise you, before you post anything, take that whole write-up, paste it in Google Docs, so that Google Docs will underline those grammatical errors that you didn't know existed before. It happens to me too. I do it too. Nobody's without mistakes. Nobody's without errors. Even me too. Before I post, I carry that whole text, I dump it in Google Docs. Use the laptop version. I don't know if this thing works on the phone version or the laptop version. Paste it there. Whatever it underlines, you change it. Don't be someone that says my social media contents or I got values, you gave me values, or our staffs at our office. That is wrong. Don't let somebody hear you and be like, okay, Nigeria, yeah, those people, yeah, English is not their first language. Yeah, pity them. Listen, the world does not pity you. They just go based on what the most competent people can offer. Your competition is no longer the guy in Akwa Ibom or in Edo State or in Kano. No, the world is now flat because of the internet. Your competition is the guy in South Korea, the guy in London, the guy in Brussels, the guy in Kigali. That is your competition. And so you must be excellent. When I come to your website, can I look at that website and know that, it's a Nigerian? Or can that website compete with the best of the best anywhere in the world? Excellence. Excellence is a sermon on its own. But please take that, okay? And then I talked about build a following. I'll just stop at build a following. Now you know what you want to be known for. Now you understand how this game is being played. You've got to build a following. Listen, I know. See, guys, you guys know me for being real. I will not come and motivate you to doing nonsense. No. Listen, I know people say that no matter how small what you're doing is, do it small in your own little corner. Listen, those that do it small in their own little corner never get heard. You need to build a following. I did not build a following on my Facebook group of over 170,000 people by accident. I came into the game and said, I want to be heard by a lot of people. I said, look, listen, I am too brilliant to be heard by just 5 people. No. I am too brilliant for my movement to be like house fellowship, where 2 or 3 are gathered. No. Wherever I am speaking, it will be like night of bliss. People have to hear me. I did not gather all this plenty sense for 5 people to come and clap for me. So for somebody else, 5 people clapping may be okay for you. It's not okay for me because my fight is different. I know my background, where I was coming from. And so my game has to be played a certain way. I have to be brilliant, yes. I have to be excellent, yes. But that excellence has to be set on fire by putting it on the platforms that people can see it, all right? Jesus Christ said, it makes no sense to take a candle and put it under a bushel. No, what do? You instead take that candle and put it in the highest place in the house so it can give light. And so he said, let your light so shine before who? Before God? No, before men, human beings, that they may see your good works. Oh, I don't want to see what I'm doing. No, oh no, they'll say I'm bragging. They'll say it's arrogance. No. That they may see your good works. But they say we should not let our right hand know what our left hand is doing. That they may see your good thoughts. No. They may see your good ideas. No. They may see your good intentions. Your heart. No. They may see your good work. It is your Bible, but you know they read them. Okay? Let your light shine before not God, not angels, before men, because it is men that are going to vet you, judge you, and based on what they judge, they can either reward you, promote you, or penalize you. Okay? So let your light so shine before men that they may see your good work. And then they may do what? He's going to say, glorify your Father which is in heaven. But part of glorifying your Father which is in heaven is also in rewarding you, in entrusting you with opportunities, in elevating you. Guys, there is no magic to this. You've got to work the way up. This is how I did it. It is still how I continue to do it. Okay, I have to leave the stage now, but there's one thing that you can take away from this. Okay, he who must lead must first of all serve. While you are serving, on your way to leading, you must be excellent, and you must take your excellence to a level where everybody can see it, recognize it, appreciate it, and reward it. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Mr. John. Please, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, let's know how impacted you have been with this session. Thank you, Mr. John. You've said so many powerful things. We are sorry that 20 minutes, 30 minutes cannot be enough. We always enjoy your presentation at the Head Start. I am proud of. God bless you, sir. May you shatter the ceiling once again. Well, it's always a delight listening to you. Thank you, Mr. John, for blessing us.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, Thank you so much. Please let us take note of all that he has said, and please share the link. We need more people. Come. John has shattered the ceiling, and he has paved the way for our next speaker. Because of time, we will not be able to run through so many things that we ought to. I need to bring the next speaker up. You know him, I know him. We call him the capo, the captain of the flight, taking you to where you need to be. So right away, I'm going to take it off to watch the profile of our next speaker. Of course, let me just let you know who he is. It's Banky Williams. Bankole Williams is going to be speaking to us next. I want you to listen to his profile, and let's bring him up right now.
Bankole Williams is a consultant par excellence and a peak performance coach who has a proven record of helping organizations develop their human capacity to surpass their annual financial targets. He is a renowned force in consulting, assisting no less than 12 prominent banks in Nigeria to develop and deploy solutions for long-term profitability and sustainability. For his exceptional work in human capacity development, in 2019, he was given the Coaching Icons Award. In 2020, he was also named one of the most powerful people in corporate Nigeria by Why Naija. He is also a social reformer with a goal to solve the problems of unemployment and underemployment through his foundation, Live Your Dreams Africa Foundation. He has received several awards and recognitions for his inspiring social work in youth and social development by state government, including Lagos State Government, Cross River State Government, and Abia State Government. His foundation is the 2019 recipient of the Google.org Award for Youth Empowerment in Africa. Through his foundation, over 23,000 youths have been empowered, and in 2019, his foundation created 682 jobs in Lagos. Bankole is presently on a mission to create 1,000 jobs across the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Bankole Williams is a master practitioner of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, NLP. He is a UK certified life and career coach and a certified management consultant from the International Council for Managing Consulting Institute, ICMCI. He is also a fellow of the International Management Consultant Certification Board, FIMCB. He is also widely regarded as a behavioral change expert. He is an emerging force to be reckoned with in the field of management consulting, with over 10 years of experience in human resources and consulting fields. He is also a recipient of the Lagos State Award of Excellence in Youth and Social Development. He is the founder and principal consultant at LYG Consulting, a firm committed to delivering consulting interventions that lead to transformational change. Bankole Williams has designed, managed, and facilitated several customer service and personal workplace mastery training programs. He will be speaking on soaring leadership. Please make welcome Bankole Williams.
Okay, hi everyone. Please affirm to me if you can hear me and you can see me. It's such a pleasure to be here. Well done, Ejiro, and the amazing team that has put this up. Let me know if you can hear me in the comments. Ejiro says, yes, we can. I see Gozier. I see Healthy Glow with Lara. I see a number of people in the comments. You guys are in for a phenomenal time. I listened to some of the parts of what John Obidi shared, and I think that was so rich. That was so insightful. And I'm just going to share one critical thing, because I have 20 minutes and it's not so long a period of time, but I'm going to share one critical thing that I believe is a very, very essential ingredient for you to have, for you to be a soaring leader, for you to be exceptional, right? As a leader out there. Bemi, I see you guys giving me in the comments. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Right. I'm going to define what leadership is from my perspective, what I believe it is, and then I will share one critical thing that I believe that people need to begin to embrace for them to rise and to soar, right, in very high heights as leaders, right? So please just pay attention, and I believe that this journey will be one that you will never forget, right? Leadership is the capacity to inspire willing and conscious followership. I'll take that again. Leadership is the capacity, it is the ability to inspire willing and conscious followership. So, what does that mean? It means that the presence of a leader should inspire. And this is critical because some people think that leadership is positional. So they think that the presence of a position is what entitles them to lead people. No, leadership is not positional. Leadership should be inspirational. And what that simply means is that without a position of leadership, you can lead people. And the strategy, the pathway to leading people without the position of leadership is inspiration. So the presence of a leader should inspire people, right? I run, I do a lot of work with corporate institutions, and I get to listen to subordinates or people who work, right, with their leaders in the different organizations, and there's something interesting that I find that happens. The people who work with the leaders, for some very weird reasons, are not inspired by their presence. So the boss is going on vacation, and when the boss travels, there is energy in the department. There is life when Oga is not around. And the day before Oga comes, the day before he resumes from his vacation, all of a sudden it seems like the energy and the life leaves the people because they live in trepidation, they live in intimidation, they live in the fear of the person who is their superior and who is their leader. Leadership is not intimidation. Leadership is inspiration, which means that the presence of a leader should cause people to be inspired to give their best, to be inspired to give work. The presence of the leader should cause the energy in the room to be raised to a certain degree that causes us to produce groundbreaking results that can literally change the game for people. And I think that this is so critical because we have been made to believe that you need a position for you to lead. And I'm saying to you that leadership is the capacity to inspire willing and conscious followership, meaning that people should willingly follow you. They should not be coerced. They should not be forced. They should feel willing to follow you. So the big question, I love to ask people is, if the people had a choice as to who their leader would be, will they choose you to be their leader? Some people are appointed leaders by virtue of the fact that, hey, they're the most senior person in that particular location. And in that department, you spent the longest time there, and then the CEO decides to appoint you as the leader. And we are saying that if all the subordinates, all the people in the department had a choice as to who their leader would be, will they choose you? That is the question. Will they pick you? And if there was no consequence to their choice, if they knew that nobody was going to witch hunt them for choosing somebody different, will they choose you? Because leadership should be willing, right? People should willingly follow. The quality of a leader is a function of the quality and the quantity of followership. Let me take that again. The quality of a leader is a function of the quality and the quantity of followership. We tell you are a great leader when you look behind you and there are people that are following you, and they are doing it willingly and they are doing it consciously, right? And I think that this paradigm is so critical, so critical for you to lead, particularly in the times that we find ourselves in, right? Every time I speak on the concept of leadership, I love to share the story which I call the hallmark. The hallmark. I'm not sure I've heard a story that rightly defines the hallmark, the height, the apogee, the peak, the zenith of leadership like this story. And I'm going to share this story with you, and I hope that you'll be able to pick a couple of things from this story. And it's a story about an ancient king, a king that existed several years ago, an ancient king called David. Now this story goes that one day this guy was hanging out with his guys. He was hanging out with his followers, hanging out with his team, with his colleagues, the people that he works with. And as he was chilling one of those days, he just carelessly expresses a desire, right? It was a careless expression of a desire. And he goes, "Oh, that I may drink of the waters of Bethlehem." Please note, for emphasis, this was not an instruction. It was a random, careless expression of a wish. "Oh, that I may drink of the waters of Bethlehem." His guys, his goons, they heard him and they said to themselves, it's like boss wants water from Bethlehem. So you know what these guys did? Without consulting David to know whether or not this was an instruction or it was just a careless desire, they on their own gathered together and decided that this must be an instruction, even though it wasn't. What did these guys do? They went back home, went to carry their armory, carried their spears, wore their uniforms, carried their shields. And these guys, they went to the enemy's camp. Watch these guys. They went to the enemy's camp and they literally fought a battle. These guys killed people so that they could break into the camp to get a glass of water from the enemy's camp, from the waters of Bethlehem. And these guys came back with the water. And this is how I know it was not an instruction. Hear what I'm saying? How I know it was not an instruction. David saw them coming with the water, and then he was shocked. Now, hold on a second. If I give you an instruction and I say to you, please get me a glass of water, and you go and get it, will I be surprised? Please let me know in the comments, right? If you sent somebody, to get a glass of water for you, and then, they come back with a glass of water, will you be like, "Oh, you brought the water"? Is that what you're going to do? Of course not, right? So David was shocked because it was not an instruction. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was a random expression of a wish. And these people heard an expression of intention and they took it as an instruction. And these guys went and they risked their lives to get him a glass of water. This is the hallmark of leadership. The epitome, the zenith, that you don't have to give instructions, but that your people can on their own elicit your intentions without your words being expressed as instructions. They will elicit your intentions and risk their lives, put their lives on the line to fulfill that desire of your heart that has not been expressed as an instruction. When you see your people do that, you know you are a leader. The problem is that we think that in order to influence people, we need to always instruct them and always remind them as to who the leader is. If you always find yourself saying, "Don't you know I'm your boss? How dare you speak to me like that?" You are not there yet. You have not arrived. Because, like this story goes, these people drew out of this guy a desire and they took it as an instruction and staked their lives to make that thing happen. You say you are a leader, right? Or you say you feel you've developed some measure of leadership capacity. I want you to do this tomorrow morning when you get to the office. It's Monday, tomorrow, when you get to the office. Go to the pool where your other colleagues are, right? And be like David. Be like David. And randomly just express a desire. "Oh, I'm thirsty." Just say that. You just go to the pool and say, "Oh, I'm thirsty." And let's see who is going to get up to get you a glass of water just by that singular expression of desire? Or will they say to you, you're thirsty, go to the water dispenser and help yourself to get the water for yourself? Now, I am going somewhere. I want you to see what the hallmark of leadership looks like. That people will put their lives on a line to ensure that your words, even your careless words, do not fall to the ground, right? I see you guys in the comments saying that you will ask the question, but you're not sure if people will obey, right? now we're beginning to assess the quality of a leader. The real question we need to ask is, how did David get to this point that he could carelessly say something and his words were that weighty? What did David do to create this dimension of influence that he had over people? Now, I used to read, and I don't know about you guys, but one person who always teaches on leadership in such an incredible way is John Maxwell. I used to read a lot of John Maxwell books, and John Maxwell would say leadership is influence. And I agree, totally agree, because that's what David had. David had influence, that his careless words, right, were so weighty that people put their lives on the line to ensure the manifestation of the words. But here's where it gets interesting. Leadership is first impact before it is influence. Oh, I hope somebody got that. Leadership is first impact before it is what? Influence. Whenever you impact people, the people reward you with the ability to influence them. Somebody hear what I just said? I said leadership is first impact before it is influence. And whenever you impact people, the people reward you with the ability to influence them. You want to be a soaring leader. You want to be a great leader. You must have a deliberate strategy for impacting people. Did somebody get that? And I hope you get this, right? You must begin to consciously, deliberately have a routine, a system, a strategy for ensuring that nobody comes to you and they don't feel that you have impacted them positively in one way or the other. Because when you impact somebody, unconsciously, the person tells you thank you. Thank you is feedback that I am available to be influenced by you. Oh, I hope somebody got that. The feedback response, thank you, to impact is the person telling you unconsciously that I am available to be influenced. My question to you is, are you the one always thanking people? Or do you consciously impact people to the degree that right now, today, you have heard several people say those words, thank you, to you, as a feedback to you that you have impacted them? I'm telling you, the problem is that people are trying to withdraw from a bank account that they have not deposited money in. Did somebody get that? You are trying to make a withdrawal and you have not deposited anything. So a lot of the instructions we give are like checks that bounce. You tell Mr. A, go and do this, and he doesn't obey it because there is no money in the bank account, right? There is no deposits that you have made. And I'm saying to you, your ability to make deposits will determine whether people will give to you when you want to make a withdrawal. And anyone who is big on leadership needs to understand that leadership is impact. And I can give you tons of examples, right? Tons of examples of how I have been able to build some dimension of influence over people because I was deliberate about impacting them. And I can give you tons of stories. And I'll just share one that, I recall very well. And I remember this was 2 years ago. It was my birthday, and my staff, and I say this with every sense of humility, but it's the truth as it is, right? My staff, watch this, my staff and my ex-staff planned a surprise party for me. Watch this. The chief organizer of the surprise party was an ex-staff of my organization. They came together to plan to surprise me. Now that was beautiful. It was pleasant to be surprised. And I recall that people were sharing some of their experiences of how, I had in one way or the other impacted them and why they were loyal. My staff serve with all their energy. You need to meet my team, an amazing bunch of people who I just love so greatly. But it's intriguing to see the dimension of love that these people show me. And they were sharing some of their experiences. And I remember one person in my organization shared a story. And she said, she talked about the time when she was getting married and she was trying to get an accommodation, and she told me about it. And this is something that these are things that I do. It's almost like second nature. I don't really think so much about it. And I took it upon myself to be responsible for trying to help them get an accommodation, right? I was calling agents, following up from time to time. And there was one particular time that there was an agent that needed to show her a place on the island. She lived on the mainland, right? And I volunteered, to go check the place out. And that day, in the morning, I woke up and it was raining. And I didn't think it was a big deal at all. In the rain, I drove to the house to inspect it. I came, it was still raining, came out of the car under the rain, met the agent, we went to inspect the house and everything. I was looking at it as though it was the house that I was going to live in. Unknown to me, when I was leaving, the agent calls her, right? And he assumed that this person must be this woman's husband from the way he really took this thing. Perhaps this lady is a daughter to me. She works in my organization. And the guy was like, man, that person really, really inspected this place, like, took it like it was his own property that I was going to inspect and everything, right? And, obviously from the feedback that the agent had given her, she was just moved that this is my boss. This is the CEO of this organization. Why would he go out of his way to do things like this? I recall when she was releasing her book. In fact, I was the one who pushed her to publish a book, right? I went out of my way to connect her with the editor, with the design person. She works in my organization, but I understand that leadership is first impact before it is influence. That day she said something. She said, Bankole, I am committed and loyal to this organization. You don't know the way you have positively deposited in my life. And I'm saying to you that leadership is first impact before it is influence. And I gave you the story of David, but the question is, why did those people risk their lives for David? Well, I'll tell you why. These men, when they first came to David at the cave of Adullam, they were described as men who were discontent, described as men that were indebted, disgruntled. These guys they had a low self-esteem, right? They felt like the weight of the world was on top of them. These guys came as weaklings. But David was deliberate about impacting these people over a period of time, that these people ultimately were described as the mighty men of valor. He made sure that he left those people better than he met them. These guys were so big a deal that one man at one strike with his sword killed, or was it a spear, killed almost 300 people. Can you imagine a guy who was disgruntled, who was in debt, who was broke, discontent, and all of a sudden there was a transformation from that weakling to somebody who was described as a mighty man of valor? David had impacted them. And because of the quality of impact, they unconsciously had rewarded him with the ability to influence them. This is what true leadership is. True leadership is the capacity to inspire. Your presence should inspire people. Your presence without uttering a word should give life and energy to people, right? And the people should be willing and conscious in their followership of you. Final thing I'm going to say is, like John said, leadership is service. Leadership is service. Leadership is service. The greatest is the one who serves. God has blessed every person with a gift, with a talent, right? Our gift, God's gift to us, are the gifts and talents that He has given us. Our gifts to God is what we do with the gifts and talents that He has given us. I'll take that again. God's gift to humanity are His gifts, His talents, the time that He has given humanity. Humanity's gift to God is what we do with the gifts, with the time, with the resources, and with the talents that He has given us. So what does that mean? You want to be a leader, right? You want to be a leader. Identify the gifts that God has given you. Hone that gift and serve it to the world, right? So the greatest is the one who serves. Let me tell you what that really means. The greatest is the one who serves what God has gifted him to the largest population of the world. Did you hear what I said? The greatest is the one who serves unto humanity, to the world, as many people as possible, that which God has served him, the gift that God has given him. So God has given you a talent, and you are serving it to a small portion of people. I am telling you, you will not be the greatest. You will be great to those small people, but you will not be described as the greatest. Why is Cristiano Ronaldo described by a lot of people as the greatest? He has a gift, he has honed it, but the gift, he serves it to the world, to as many people as possible. He's been watched in Asia, he's been watched in Africa, he's been watched in Europe, he's been watched in America. He has the highest number of followers on Instagram. Cristiano Ronaldo goes on an interview. There are Coke bottles there. He shoves the Coke bottles aside and leaves a bottle of water. In minutes that day, the share price of Coca-Cola dropped. They lost close to $3 billion because one guy shifted Coke bottles aside and raised a bottle of water. You want to know why? His gift is served to the largest population of people. The problem is you want to be great. You want to be a leader. Leadership is service. Stop serving to a small community when you have the capacity to reach the world. And I do believe, because I heard John talking about stuff like that, and I think that is so powerful. The fact that you need to travel, the fact that you need exposure, the fact that you need to put your light out there for the world to see. The problem is that your light is known in your local government. Your light needs to go beyond your local government. It needs to be known in your state. It needs to be known in Nigeria. It needs to be known on the map on the world. You need to serve beyond this space that you see yourself if you want to be the greatest. Because the truth of the matter is, whether you like it or not, Cristiano Ronaldo has influence, right? He says something, everybody moves in that direction. You want to know why he has the influence? He has impacted the largest group of people with the gift that he has. He has served. My question is, how many of us know about your service? Problem is, you are serving in your house. Final thing I'm going to say. The person who serves his family will be great, but he will not be as great as the person who serves his community. The person who serves his community will be great, but he will not be as great as the person who serves his state. The person who serves his state will be great, but he will not be as great as the person who serves his country. The person who serves his country will be great, but he will not be as great as the person who serves his continent. The person who serves his continent will be great, but he will not be as great as the person who serves humanity, who serves the world. My question to you is, do you just want to be a successful leader, or do you want to be great? Great people impact not just their small society. They seek to impact the greatest population of people that they can reach. They seek to serve humanity. If we call great leaders today, check. A good number of them died for a cause. They served for a cause that was greater and bigger than them, and the cause was one that was going to impact humanity. The Mahatma Gandhis, the Martin Luther King Jr.'s, the Barack Obamas, right? The Mother Teresa's. Call them, name them, think about them. You would see that these people were not just serving themselves. They were not just serving a small community. They decided that they were going to reach the world. The problem is you have the capacity to reach the world, but you have chosen to reach a small circle of people. Let your light shine. Let your light, watch it says, let your light so shine. Not just shine. So watch this. So it says so shine, right? So it should shine with intensity. Let your light so shine upon men, right? Sorry, before men. So it doesn't just say it should so shine, but it should shine before them. So don't shine behind them. Shine where they will see you, right? So shine before men that they may see you. So make sure that as you are shining before them, they see you. You must be visible, right? So shine before men that they may see you, and glorify your Father in heaven. I hope this has been helpful to somebody. Remember, leadership is first.
Thank you, Mr. Bankole Williams. This is truly a depth of knowledge on the topic of servant leadership. You really broke into another, I will call it advanced definition of leadership. And then there was something you kept reiterating, what even John Obidi had already said, that if we want to truly serve as leaders, we must expand the reach of people that we are serving. I don't know, but it keeps on playing throughout all the things you were saying. Maybe it's a call for somebody who is listening tonight that it's time for them to step up and shine brighter. Not just being confident and comfortable in their local corners, becoming local champions, as it were. But it's time to truly take this gift that we have and let more people benefit from it. So I don't know who this message is for. Bankole has spoken to you. If this message is for you, let me see it on the comments. Please give our guest speaker a huge round of applause tonight. Sir, we want to thank you for your time. It's so much a pleasure and privilege to listen to you tonight. Thank you for being a blessing to us. God bless you so much. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Bankole. Guys, if you have truly enjoyed his session tonight, please let me see in the comment section, what have you learned? What was your take home from this session? It's just like we are building a house. First, Terence, the teacher, taught us about being mindful and exploring the benefit of mindfulness, which will help us to take control of ourselves and serve other people. Then John Obidi comes in and teaches us the strategies to take our leadership from local to global. And he said, first, you must be serving in your local community. You must be established. You must be known for something in your local community, and then seek to go global. And he gave us a little more steps that we can count. And one of that is we should look for how we can increase our following. It's very important that you have proof of work, not just to a few people, but to multiple people that can amplify your voice, that can amplify your impact to areas that you as a person cannot reach. All right. And then Mr. Bankole Williams is coming and standing on those existing points, telling us about the deep core of leadership, and also telling us that it's important that we serve, and that if we serve our family, there is a reward. If we serve our community, there's a reward. But the greatest reward of our leadership will come when we serve humanity at large, which is awesome. Awesome. This is a good takeaway for a lot of us who are listening. You are in the business place, you are in the marketplace, you are a thought leader, you are an author, you are a coach, you are a corporate trainer, and you want to expand your influence. These messages are really apt for you, as it were, right now. Now we want to go straight and listen to our next speaker, but I will not bring him up until a lot of you say, I'm still here. Can you just put in the comments, I am still here? Let me know if you are still with us. We're still with us. We still have 2 more speakers to go before we say and close the curtain on the Becoming Summit. Just say, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. It's been a powerful time. Trust me, it's been a powerful time. I have benefited so much from all this. In fact, I've gotten so much messages that I will use for my trainings and my talks. This is so much value that if I were to pay for them, I believe it will cost me a lot. Just let me know I'm still here. I'm still here. Put it in the comment section. Say, I am still here. I'm still here. All right, we are getting ready to receive. Thank you, Rahim. Yes, you are still here. Thank you so much. I'm still here. I am still here. These messages are too powerful. If it's so powerful, it may have knocked some of us off. But thank God we are still here. Come on. At the time when John Obidi was talking, John said, I'm hot. Hey, it was not the heat of the weather. It was the heat of the message he was dishing out. It was too hot. 20 minutes, 30 minutes is not enough for these men to truly pour out in sufficient quantity that we need. But the little that they've given us, we will manage it. We will run with it. We are so appreciative. Come on, I'm still here. Yes, Lydia said I'm still here. Oh, thank you. John says I'm still here. That's right. Guys, we are ready for our next speaker. We know him. John Obidi spoke a little about him. In fact, he was the one that gave John Obidi that platform to serve. And he has given a lot of people platform. He has run several conferences and programs that truly have shifted people to the next level in their career journeys. He's known as a career specialist. He's also known as the millionaire expert. If you want to truly start making money, he has started teaching people how to convert their knowledge into a profit-making machine. We want to bring him up right now. Please sit. Make sure you are sitting well, because the last time we had a very special session with him for the next speakers, he blew us away. He totally shattered our ceilings. So please, I want you to take a comfortable seat so that you don't fall down, because the level of information he's going to be releasing, if you're not sitting well, you can fall down. Are you ready? Are you with me? Okay, so let's take it away. Let's listen and let's watch who will be speaking to us and what topic he'll be speaking to us about it. Let's go right now.
Olujimi Tewe is a human capacity development expert with almost 2 decades of experience garnered in HR consulting, senior management positions, career and executive coaching, and in providing bespoke learning interventions to organizations in varied industries. He is an internationally sought after speaker who has graced several platforms within and outside Nigeria, including the Harvard Business School, Boston, USA. He has been recognized as one of the 100 most influential Nigerians and has won several awards for his work done in the personal development space. He is the CEO of the Jimmy Tewe Company, a human development firm focused on providing effective people solutions to organizations across different industries. Jimmy has worked at senior management levels in the banking industry, specifically in the United Bank of Africa and Bank PHB, now Keystone Bank. Jimmy is a certified job evaluator and emotional and social competence intelligence specialist with the Hay Group of South Africa and has attended several training programs covering business management, improving staff performance, etc. He also has extensive consulting experience, having worked with Accenture and restaurant consulting at various times. As a workforce engagement specialist, Jimmy has worked with several organizations in designing and implementing interventions that have strengthened collaboration and productivity at the leadership level and staff commitment across organizations towards goal achievement and reorientation. Jimmy's training ensures that each client's unique need is assessed and that solutions are designed to meet that need. As an inspirational speaker, Jimmy speaks to individuals at events and corporate interventions on several insightful topics which inform and inspire them at the same time. Some of his clients include MTN, Access Bank, GT Bank, Friesland Campina, IHS Towers, Cardinal Stone Partners, etc. Beyond speaking at events, Jimmy Tewe has also pioneered several events that have grown over the years, like the National Youth Entrepreneurship Summit, held in partnership with the Office of the Secretary to the Federal Government, the CEO Masterclass, the 7-Star Workers, etc. As a coach, Jimmy Tewe is a member of the American Association of Career Coaches, and his strong passion for seeing emerging career and business grow into institutions has resulted in him coaching young CEOs, working with professionals towards achieving and even surpassing their goals. In addition to coaching individuals, Jimmy has also been involved in designing career coaching interventions for corporate organizations. He will be speaking on the topic, serving yourself into purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's make welcome Mr. Olujimi Tewe.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good morning. Well done. That's what I have to say to you, because I know you have been going through several hours of learning. I've been here since John has been speaking. I know that he wasn't the first speaker. And here you are at 8:25 p.m. Nigerian time, West African time, and you still want to listen to me. So I need to do you a favor. I'm going to try to make this as quick, hopefully as powerful as possible. First and foremost, let me say very well done to Ejiro and the team for putting this together. You know, when I saw the title, it's not the conventional title of most programs we have. Most programs are skewed towards success, skewed towards money. I know somebody that talks about money a lot and trying to be a millionaire, and some other, areas. But when you begin to talk about leadership, becoming a servant leader and all that, in fact, being a leader, oh, that's really sexy. That's really good. But becoming a servant leader, particularly in Nigeria or Africa, is not something that a lot of people actually are very interested in. I can imagine putting a newspaper advert and saying, we want to do a 3-day program on becoming a servant leader. I think I'm the one that will serve myself in that program, and so just to let you know, but I think, it is something that is very, very much needed. In fact, in my earlier years working in a company called Restruct Consulting, and that was my introduction into the concept of servant leadership, where we had the license for Franklin Covey, for Stephen Covey materials and all that, and just flipping through those materials, being in those trainings, and the concept and the idea of servant leadership was actually put forward. From a theological point of view, we also know that, Jesus, and I think John quoted it also, says, if you're going to be the big boy, you have to start off being a small boy. And so that's what I'm really going to talk about, how to be a small boy today and a big boy tomorrow. All right, I'm just messing with you. All right, they give me a really nice title, something about serving into purpose. But the real title is what? How to be a small boy today and become a big boy tomorrow. All right, now I'm going to try to make it practical. And I'm going to just try to use stories as much as possible, because right now your brain won't be able to take in a lot more information. So I'm not going to try to just inform you. I'm going to try to, educate you after I've inspired you. And what I want to do very quickly is to tell you, look, we are in this program because of a servant leader called Ejiro. Why would Ejiro be able to pull, I can't remember the name of the first gentleman, the Caucasian, John Obidi, Jimmy Tewe, Bankole Williams, how, I don't know if you ever thought about it, how was she able to do that? The same thing she's done with every one of us is that she's served her way into purpose. All right, sorry, that's not me. That's NEPA and all this kind of thing, but there's an estate will bring back the light shortly. All right. Now, Ejiro has done all of these things, and I can tell you about how I met Ejiro. I met Ejiro, I can't remember how many years ago, but I remember vividly that she had a program, and I went to somewhere in Mende, Maryland, in Lagos. And I remember that I went to speak for her, and then she would stay in touch. And then fast forward really into 2020, when I had a program called Exponential Accountability Program. Not only would she be, was it active as a participant, she found ways to serve. So much so that I made her the community leader of the community that came out of that Exponential program. Not only was she doing that with me, at the same time, she was doing the same thing with Bankole Williams. Sometimes I'm in a meeting, I can't attend another meeting. I ask Ejiro, please, can you anchor this meeting? And though she's in Dubai, which is hours ahead of Nigeria, I'm talking about maybe she's at 3 a.m. or whatever, Ejiro is still able to come and do what she has to do. Ejiro for me is an example of someone that is serving into purpose. Now I am sure, listen to me, it's never always very sweet and all rosy and all that, because Ejiro will not tell you, but some people will be telling her, I'm sure, this thing you did for Jimmy Tewe, is he not paying you for it? And stuff like that. And we've had conversations in terms of payment and things like that. But that's not her motivation. I'm sure people wonder sometimes, you are with Bankole Williams, you are with Jimmy Tewe, are these people paying you? But ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you that yes, they are paying her. But maybe it's the way that she's being paid that differs. I want to say this to you because I have found out something. Let me take the public speaking field in Nigeria. Many people go for the training on public speaking. I'm not going to mention any organization, but the organizations that their main assignment is to train people on speaking. And to be honest, the people become, let me take my glasses off, your matter is very deep. All right? The people become great orators, but not great voices. With all humility, the statement I just said, great orators, but not necessarily great voices, because not every voice is being heard. Not every voice is being recommended. And I did a bit of a study when I was going to transit from banking into what I do, and I discovered something very powerful, that the people that lead their industries were servants. That there are people that were in industries that all they did was to get the knowledge, all they did was to get the skills, but they did not either subject themselves, or maybe they're just not privileged to have the opportunity. But I found out that those that served seems to accelerate faster than those that didn't. And I think I found out one of the reasons why. One of the things that makes people become recognizable in their field is that somebody ahead of them must validate them. Even Jesus that came, God said, "This is my beloved son, hear ye him." Bankole Williams today will tell you about a Fela Durotoye. Every single person in an industry will tell you usually that from Steph Obi to Tricia Bees to different, they will tell you, and I'm not talking about just being an orator. There are some people, when I hear them, like, wow, this person is good, but their voice is not commanding attention. I think that service brings something that is different. Am I saying that you shouldn't build skills? Am I saying you should not build experience? I'm not saying that in any regard. What I'm saying is that on top of that, one of the routes towards accelerated success is service. A lot of people don't know, but when I was in Ibadan, my first experience around service, and please let me know whether you can hear me, okay? In the chat section, because I'm not seeing anything, so I want to be sure that we're good, all right? But I remember that I used to be part of a church. It was called Harvest in Christian Center. It's now called Harvest Christian Center, HCC, Border. And I never really, I grew up as the child of a professor, I went to ISI, I was just okay, as it were. So the concept of serving was very foreign to me. But I remember that this was my first experience being in the church, being a part of a community, and seeing a young man that was going somewhere, inspiring me. And I said, you know what? Let me just see how I can support him. This is apart from my work with God. So I'm here serving. The day I can drive, I drive. The day that I can support, carry generator, I carry. I'm not asking that. The key to success is not carrying generator. Are you hearing me? So not the action, but I'm going on. Then I keep doing that. And then I remember, you see, because there are 5 things I want to tell you that happens when you serve into purpose. 5 things that will happen to you. The first thing that happened to me was that my character began to develop. Ladies and gentlemen, service means coming under the authority of another one, subjected to the expectation of the other one, even though you have your choice. And what that means is this: what do we have? People that work as employees in an organization. Many people don't feel like going to work tomorrow, but their feeling does not count because they are subject to the authority of another. Are we together? And I'm saying to you that if you are going to become a leader in any field, I'm doing the research. I've done some. I'm still doing it. I find that everybody has this unique experience where their character will be challenged. I remember one time I started functioning, supporting in administrative, stuff because I was pretty good with that and all that. And I remember one particular conference, I remember a particular conference where I would wake up and I'll get to the church before 6. I would arrange the chairs. I would, and before people came, before my pastor came and all that, and my pastor never knew I was arranging the chairs. And I remember that the last day of the conference, the pastor was thanking everybody, and he did not thank me extra. I felt bad. And something says to me inside, did you do it for him? Did you do it to be seen? Or why exactly did you do it? That was where my motivation was being challenged. A lot of people are in speaking or in different fields, and they're not advancing because their motivation has an issue. I'll say this to you. Am I saying you should not make money in your industry? No. But let me tell you that making money is driven by a motivation to add value, not necessarily to collect money from people. And so that serving is going to challenge. I'm telling you, I'm sure that there are days that Ejiro probably asked her to please them to, and it was inconvenient. It wasn't something she wanted to do, but in doing that, it was molding her into who she needs to become for the future that she desires. Look, everybody wants the output. There's something called process. You must be processed. I'm not going to do a lot of shouting tonight, but you must be processed. Every single person. I want to say this, that look, I think that everybody has a serving opportunity. Everybody. John was speaking about how he sent me an email. I remember 2014. What's that conference again? 7 Star Worker Conference. And I got an email from somebody I did not know. And it's very correct. I already organized video live streaming because it was still new at that time. We could do a few things and stuff like that. And then it didn't work. But thank God. And I remember this young boy, if I'd known, I would have said that I should have paid more attention to him then, knowing how much he has blown now. All right. But I'm telling you, and he was there to serve. He didn't look like it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we usually start. You don't look like it. I'm planning to do a lot of things globally. I know John said it, and it's very true. You can't do global stuff from Nigeria. The Twitter ban is a sign that they have banned some other things that they have not announced in the news. All right? I'm not saying now you must jackpot. I'm just saying, do you have a global destiny? Think about it all over again. Let me leave my point there. Anyway, what am I saying? Number one is character development. You see, you are going to get into positions where you are going to have to learn how to give feedback in a constructive manner. You are going to be in position, because in leadership, one of the problems that many people that are in leadership have is that they're not able to give constructive feedback. They only communicate their anger. And it is only constructive feedback that can improve things. Anger only makes things worse. So a lot of people did not grow, were not built. Resilience is a capacity required for success. I'm telling you, in those days with Rebeni, there were things that we tried, it didn't work, and you keep trying all over again, it's not working, but you are building something called resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you are here and you are saying, oh, I get people that say to me, oh, Jimmy, please, if you don't want to, if there's a meeting that you can't attend, please, can I represent you? And I'm like, I don't know how to tell them that that's wrong. That's wrong. I remember my early days, as a story I always share, this young guy, I can't remember him now. He came to me and, he said, oh, he wanted to mentor him. I said, oh, wow, great. This was still the early years of mentoring. So, wow, great. This guy can't do something. And then I went to the first event. He followed me there. Saw that it was a bit on the edge, but I didn't know what's happening. The second event was a bit on the edge. And the third one, he said to me, sir, now this place we are going to, so when are you going to call me up? I said, call you up for what? He said, maybe to come and just share for like 5 minutes. That's the last time I saw him. I can't remember his name. I blocked him in Destiny. All right? Sorry, I can be like that too. I'm telling you, I actually don't like things like that. You serve your way into purpose. You serve your way into the place you are going to. That's what I'm talking about today. And I know that a lot of people abuse, let me say this to you, a lot of people abuse servants. But let me say this to you, if your heart is right, you will get the meat of the thing and you'll be able to move on. I don't know why. I mean, the people that have mentored me, there are things I come across I don't like, maybe their style or whatever, but I'm learning and I'm moving on. And many of them, when they see my heart, many of them are able to, I cannot lie to you. I will not be where I am today without somebody saying, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. Hear ye him or hear ye her. It matters. Number one is character development. Number two, the second thing that happens when you are serving is that you are standing today where you want to be tomorroor. Let me tell you what that does for you. It builds faith for you. The first time that I ever spoke in an event was in a school in Bashoru in Ibadan, where my pastor says, Jimmy, I'm going to speak shortly, but before I go up, I want you to go and speak for 5 minutes is it primary or secondary school? I can remember the school back then. I'm not sure what it was. I remember that I spoke, and that was where the speaking really began. I'm saying to you that you are building faith for the future. Now, there are a lot of things I do today that people are like, wow, this guy. I mean, I said I'm going to do a program in Houston next month or upper month. I'm doing a program in London in September. I've not to October. I've not told people about that. Then in November, I'm going to do something again. And people are like, but you know the truth? I've been doing that since over 20 years under somebody else. So it's easier for me to do today. You build capacity for big exploits when you are under somebody else learning. So when Fela will call us those days and say, we want to do this, and to us, it looks like, and then eventually we do it. It's easier to do. Ladies and gentlemen, service pays. Number one, your character is developed. Your character is developed. Number two, you are able to build faith for the future. Number three is that you have what they call the privilege of observation. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me. They say it in Nigeria, follow the person way no road. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what I mean by follow the person that knows the road. There is actually a path to success. It might not be your path, but I'm telling you to a very large extent, there are things that others have gone through, you must go through yourself. And that mentoring or serve, look, you see, people come to me, they want me to mentor them, but they don't want to serve me in any way. Could it work? It cannot work. When I go to people, let me say this to you. One of my mentors is Jumoke Adinowo. I went to, she has this outfit. It's called The Hub, a business place. Beautiful. I said, Ma, I said, I'm going to do an ad. I'm going to launch it this week. I've done the ad. I paid 100 and something thousand naira to produce the ad. That does not concern me. It concerns her. I'm telling you, when I sent the ad to her, she asked me, she said, Jimmy, I want to ask you, I'm paraphrasing now. Where did you learn to do things like this? I learned it from behind. I'm telling you, you want someone to mentor you. It must be, what's that word they say in biology? It must not be parasitic. It must symbiotic. The two of you must benefit from it. Service is very key. Some of you are close. You have the privilege of proximity, but all you are doing with it is making demands. You will read the person out. Find ways to add value. Also, while you are adding value, be observing, be learning. Don't be criticizing. Anyway, let me say this to you. When you move close to a wall, you will see the cracks there. Are you hearing me? There's nobody that's perfect. Even I have days I don't want to walk. I'm telling you. And if you think that that's how I do every day, you have a problem with me. Are we together? So I've learned that when I come close, sometimes people even discourage me. Don't get close to this person. Then they tell me the person's weakness. All I do is thank you. The question is, how do I handle it? Not keeping myself away. Because when I keep myself away, I lose the privilege of observation. Service is key, like somebody just said. I did your hair. God bless you. Number 4, because of time, is that what serving into purpose does for you is that service actually accelerates your discovery of purpose. And I'll quote a scripture. Allow me. It's still Sunday, and you know I'm a pastor too, so I can say that. Jesus says something powerful. He says, if you are not faithful in what belongs to another man, who will give you your own? You know what he was saying? At least me, I will not give you. That's what Jesus is saying. If you are not faithful with what belongs to another man, your own is withheld from you. Yes, your own is withheld from you. I discovered me in the place of service. There's something I'm about to do now. You guys will hear about it very soon. It was in the place of service 20 years ago that I heard from God, and I got clarity about it. And between that 20 years to now, I have served in more capacities that have equipped me now to launch what he said 20 years ago. You are not just going to blow by yourself. People are platforms, because even one day you will have to be a platform for other people. So when people come to me, I'm thinking about how I can help their life, not just pay them a salary. I'm observing. People don't know, but when I'm working with people, I'm trying to say, what's this person's assignment? What are this person? How can I help the person? And sometimes there's a young man that works with me now, Hillary. Hillary came to me some time ago, and I need to begin to wrap up. And he knows my best man, so the best man for my wedding. And so my best man called me and says, "Oh, there's a young guy. He really likes you. He's very inspired by you." Those things don't move me, just so you know. He's very inspired by you, and he wants to meet you. So I oblige my best man because he's my best guy. So this guy calls me and says, "Hi, my name," and it's so, you are too enthused, and it's like, "Oh wow, sir, I'm really happy. I've been following you. I've been watching." When he finished, he said, "So, sir, please, I want you to mentor me." I said, "Okay, I'll think about it." I dropped the phone. He called me, I didn't pick it up again because I was busy. He called me, I didn't pick it because I was busy. He called me, I wasn't busy, but I was tired. I didn't pick. He called me, I didn't feel like picking, I didn't pick. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a call center. That's what I've learned in life. I pick calls when I'm ready. But he kept going. Because again, some people like this, they get angry. Somebody said to me one day, "I sent you a mail for you to mentor me. You did not respond." Are you sure I saw it? And even if I saw it, is that the end? You are not hungry enough. Anyway, so this guy keeps doing this. And eventually, he sends me, after like 1 month of following me. I'm not saying that 1 month is the time. At that time, it took about 1 month. One day he sent me a message. He says, "Sir, I've been trying to see you." So I gave him an assignment. Just so you know, there's something they call Arodon. You might not know what it is. It is an errand that has no end. I sent him on one. He came back. He sent me an email with something. I read it. I was like, okay, there's something here. Eventually, I had mercy on him. And I said to him, "You know what? Find me." I just said, "Find me." And that was it. I got to church on Sunday. Who was standing at the door waiting for me? It was Hillary. When he saw me, I was like, "Oh yeah, you got me, you got me, you got me." Hunger, because I get, as John, as Banky, as Ejiro, we get we get mentoring requests per second, but the question is, we can't mentor everybody. So you have to select people. And that guy, when he came, he joined my company, was earning 50,000 naira per month, 2019. I can't tell you what the salary is today. It's not even that today, because all my staff own companies. That's my own principle. You can't work with me if you don't have something else you're doing. He has his own company. The last time I checked, they had 7 staff. He's bought a car. He's moved from the back end of the wilderness to the middle of town now. All right. I'm still going to move him further. Are we together? All right. He's doing deals. Are we together? Now he has his own while he was serving my own. And I remember how his company started. He had been doing some little things and all that. And it was me, one of them. I just said, you can do it now. I gave the first job, gave him the second job because I cannot do those things that he's doing and all that. So people are platforms. Serve. I know a lot of people have been abused in service, but don't let their story discourage you. Go and find out how to serve. I think I should write a book, How to Serve Without Pains. It's not possible. There will be pains because you're going to deal with human beings. Even good people will disappoint you. But let me say this to you, if you keep your mind focused, you can learn and accelerate faster. The last thing I'll say, so that was discovery, is the last thing I'm going to talk about is this. You develop expertise. It is easier to develop expertise under somebody before you go outside. Even the mechanics in Nigeria know that. You will serve for some years until you do something called freedom. Some people want to be free from day one. That's the problem. These guys, you will see a full-bodied man still under the engine. And one small boy is saying, "Oga, move, go and buy me rice." Now, I'm not asking you to do that, but that's what they do. But one day comes that they do freedom. And then the boss becomes a platform for them. They call a gathering. The boss buys basic equipment for him and say, this guy has been an apprentice under me. Hear ye him. Go to his shop because he has learned of me. There are people that I'm going to put on the global stage, but I can't put them if I've not proven them. I'm telling you that. I'm watching some of them, but they don't know. But I know that I'm going to do that. It's part of my assignment. But you see, if they don't come through service, I would have a challenge in being able to know that they have the capacity for where they're going to. So, having said all of this, I hope you understand that the concept of success, that is not enough. Sustained success is more important. You can't succeed one day and come down tomorrow. What we find out that happens with that is that a lot of those people have not been prepared for the opportunity that came. They got into the opportunity, but they were not ready. But service, when well done, prepares you for your purpose. I'll stop here. I think I'm fine. Ejiro and everybody, we're good.
Oh my God. It's Jimmy, I don't know what to say. I don't want you to stop, sir. I don't want you to stop. Because
no,
it's
I'll
like
stop. Jesus is coming soon, my friend.
It's like a continuation of what we had at the Next Voices when we had it last 2 weeks. It was so powerful. You said so many powerful things. Service is the pathway to greatness. Only constructive feedback can bring improvement. The motive for serving is even more important than serving. Well, when we serve, we have the privilege of observation. I know you told me that some days ago. Privilege of observation. One of the greatest things a mentor can do for you is to allow you to see how they are doing it. Just let you see how they are doing it. I know you told me that service must not be parasitic, but must be symbiotic. That means we must be doing something to solve a problem for our mentors. Very key. And then you said service accelerates our discovery of purpose. So we can't thank you enough. This summit wouldn't have been complete without hearing your session. Guys, if you have been blessed by Pastor Jimmy Tewe's session, please let me hear it in the comment. Put an emoji, put fire, put something. Let's see. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. Guys, this session was so powerful. You know, John Obidi actually cleared the way for Mr. Jimmy Tewe to take us to another level. You know, Mr. Jimmy Tewe is so open, and he really, opened up in different ways that we can actually see what it means to actually serve. He would have come to tell you all the corporate slangs and give you all the tips, but in its simplicity and his humility, he has told you that the pathway to greatness, the way to climb up, is to identify a mentor and serve that mentor. And of course, there is always a reward for anyone that serves. And this is very important because as much skill as you have, as much credentials as you have, somebody says something. The way up is when somebody pulls you up. You need to be called to the top. Yes, that's how the person said it. You need to be called to the top. So the question is, who is going to call you to the top? And the only way they can call you to the top is when they have trusted you, is when they have proven you, is when they have seen that you have served. So it's very important that we serve with all that we have. And a lot of time, people, we serve with a very wrong motive. We are serving because we have been promised a salary. We serve because we have been promised a certain platform. And let me tell you, sometimes these are tests. When a mentor says, oh, I want to pay you a salary, it's a test to see whether that is your motive. When a certain mentor says, oh, come, I will give you platform, he wants to test you whether that is your motive. Listen, your motive, as he has said, should be solving a problem for him or for her. And as you do, every mentor knows what they should do to reward every faithful servant, every faithful protege. This session was so powerful. For everyone who's listening, I know there's a take-home for you. There is a take-home for you, guys. All right, we have one more speaker. Hope you're not tired. Let me sing that song we normally sing in church when we have night vigils and everybody's tired. Are you tired? I will never be tired. Are you tired? Oh yeah, let's sing that song. Everybody, let's go. Are you tired? I will never be. We have one more speaker. I want to thank you guys from 6 o'clock, many of you have been online since. I know it's not easy. Data has been very, very expensive. The network most times are not stable, but you have stayed from 6 because truly there is a powerful value that we are getting from here. Yeah, so online, you said I will never be tired. That's right, that's right. All right, we have one more speaker. First of all, we started with Terence, the teacher, who spoke to us about mindfulness and leadership. Second, John Obidi, thank you so much, spoke to us about global leadership. And then Mr. Bankole Williams spoke to us about what? Soaring leadership. Jimmy Terry took us to another level, sharing with us serving yourself into purpose. All right, now we want to hear from the next speaker who will share with us on the topic, passion for change. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch and receive our next speaker. Let's go.
Ben Allen was ordained in 2014 at Christ for the Nations in Dallas, Texas. He was called to build a ministry through a vision he experienced as a teenager. King of Kings Dallas was born from the divine instruction Allen received and will be launched in October 2021 in Dallas, Texas. He is passionate about building back the broken walls of faith and purpose by teaching hopefulness, greater possibilities, and eternal love. He will be speaking on passion for change. Please make welcome Ben Allen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so very much. I joined in like an hour ago, and I was blessed by Bankole's presentation and that of Pastor Jimmy Terry. Such a beautiful, great man. And I want to thank Ejiro for putting this together, and for our moderator. He's been doing such a great and humorous work. So thank you so much for doing that. Let me quickly go into the word in my heart today with the time that has been assigned to me. So, passion for change. What does that really mean? And how does that connect to becoming a servant leader? First, I want you to see that when you tell someone to have focus, first of all, focus is very important to what becomes of us eventually in life. When you tell someone to be focused, before they can be focused, you need to check where is their passion. Because it is your passion that determines where you are focused. As we talk about becoming servant leaders, it is important for you to check and ask yourself the question, which is, where is my heart? Where is my heart? Such a powerful question. I want to start by letting you know that it is hard work and not hard work that makes things work. It is hard work and not hard work that makes things work. It's important for you to understand that. It is hard work, not hard work, that makes things work. And so the question in your quest to serve today is, where is your heart? Because if money is your passion, you will crash. But if your passion is from your heart, you will rise. And you can always tell when the passion is from the heart because it connects directly to God. Everyone who goes the extra mile, they are only there because what they are doing is a hard work. If what you are doing is hard work, you will fall on the wayside. It will never get you to the extra mile, and that is where the miracles happen. Everyone today that shines, they are shining as a result of hard work. When Jeff Bezos, if you go on YouTube and you watch the rise and the reign of Jeff Bezos, you realize that the passion he had to make the ability to buy books online easily accessible was what made all the difference. That was what made all the difference. When you go on Netflix and you watch Inside Bill's Brain, you realize that his passion, his heart to simplify processes was what made the difference. What is business? Business is simply meeting and satisfying needs and want. That's what business is. Meeting and satisfying needs and want. Can I let you know that servant leadership is meeting and satisfying needs and want? Servant leadership is meeting and satisfying needs and want. That's what our business is defined. Can I also let you know that everyone you see around you, by that definition of business, everyone you see around you is a business opportunity. But let me say it in a better way. Everyone you see around you is a prospect for influence. If you will only serve a kind of service that comes from the heart, that connects you to God. Everyone around you in the world is a prospect for influence. Not just the believer, not just the saved, not just the born again, the whole world. Because God himself said, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways. So you're thinking, oh wow, it's people? They have some wicked schemes, then their wicked ways. Yes, it is you who see the wicked ways. It is you who see that they're insane, but he sees them as his people. My people are perished for lack of knowledge. Oh, that guy is so stupid. He makes wrong decisions. He's such a fool. He lacks wisdom. That's what you see. But God still calls them my people. He still identifies and attaches his name to them. He says, my people. The Lord has sent us to the world. We should not be confined by the walls of the church. That's what I'm saying to you right now. We should not be confined. Everyone we see is a prospect for influence. Everyone we see is a business opportunity. If you want to go by the business definition, servant leadership is meeting and satisfying the needs and wants of people. Mother Teresa said, a helping hand is better than a praying lips. A helping hand is better than a praying lips. What are you doing for people from your heart? Not for gain, not to be satisfied, not to get compliments, not to be praised, but from your heart. I'm just doing it because I recognize that you are a part of God's people. I'm doing that because I realize that I'm passionate about meeting and satisfying whatever need it is that you have. Your heart. It is hard work and not hard work that makes things work. A friend of mine a few months ago was trying to get a particular kind of training. I had a friend that I could introduce him to. On that particular night, I was so tired, I didn't want to go anywhere. And then I sent him the address the day prior. Hey, you know what? This guy has a birthday party for his daughter. So let's just meet there so I can introduce you both. My friend was already there, parked in front of the hall, the little hall. And then he called me and said, oh my God, I'm so tired. I said, you know what? I'm going to come anyway. So I went to that event. I introduced my friend to the other friend. They both, were to get things going. But whatever they were going to do didn't work out. And that was it. But guess what? In that meeting, I met somebody else whom now I've been engaged in a very profitable business relationship with that person. Somebody said, help your neighbor's boat across the ocean, and lo, yours is already there. Zig Ziglar said, if only you can commit to helping people to achieve their dreams, if you can commit to helping people to get all they want, he said, you get what you want and even get so much more. You yourself will get what you want and get so much more. Everyone we see rising, everyone you see rising today, They are simply rising because they are living a life committed to helping others to move from their here to their there, because they've dedicated their lives to moving from point A to point B. There's a very popular, famous author that I was trying to get in contact with late last year. And I've sent emails and made calls, and I wasn't getting any good feedback. Then I saw he had just released the book. So what did I do? I bought the book, I took a picture of me with the book, and I sent a message saying how much the book blessed me, because I really read the book. And the guy responded, and I got that contact. You know, I've just realized that when we are all about the other people, when we are about how can these other people feel great, how can I help them come out of that depression? How can I help their life feel better? How can I give them a good experience? How can I add color to their lives? When we live in that order, I've realized that God always rewards whatever comes from the heart. No wonder he said, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it cometh all the issues of life. With all diligence. That's such a powerful word, because we know what the Bible also said about a diligent man. It said, seest thou a man diligent in his work, he shall stand before kings. So the amount of diligence that God rewards when we put it to work is the amount of diligence is asking you and I to guard our heart with. And God does not look at the outward appearance. It looks on the inside, referring to the story of Samuel going to anoint David. That is the heart. And David, a man after God's heart, that is a heart work. It's a heart work. It's a heart work. And that's why each time he sinned, he repented wholeheartedly. It's a heart work. Have you apologized to someone before that you are sorry, and they say no, it's not from his heart? We can tell it's not from his heart. When it's from your heart, it will show. It will show. It will show when it's from your heart. And that is where the passion is. What you are passionate about is what is in your heart. What you are passionate about is what is in your heart. And my admonition today is that what is in your heart should be for people. Because that is a cheap way to get God to move. That is a cheap way to get God to move. I've seen God move in many diverse ways. When my pursuits are after his people, when all of my endeavors and the progress I'm trying to do, the moves I'm trying to make is about the betterment of somebody else, the betterment of a class of people, I've seen God always respond, because he loves and cares for his people. He loves and cares for his people. The heart. The heart. And whenever you do something from the heart, it brings creativity to you. The Wright brothers, they saw birds flying. Everyone else will just be excited about it. As a young guy growing in Nigeria, I know what we do when we see it fly, begin to sing leke leke, and we expect it, we expect the white thing on our fingers. That's the average. But the Wright brothers, they saw the birds fly, and they're like, can't we also build something that will help people? Can't we just do something that will collapse the time in transportation and make us get people from here to there, flying in the airspace in a small amount of time? Hard work. Look at what that has become today. Anyone that is so prosperous, that is up there, it is because what they are offering, what they are giving, is meeting a need. The same way businesses thrive, the same way businesses expand and excel, by meeting your needs and my needs. By satisfying your needs and my needs. That is the same way that you can profit if from your heart you are committed to meeting the needs of other people. If your passion is not for people, forget it. Whenever I get a phone call, I get an email, I'm in a place where someone needs a link, a connection, help. If it is within my power, I don't even sweat it. I offer it right away. Right away. I have a great contact at the Forbes Business Council. Somebody new. and told somebody else about it. The person got to me and said, hey, I want to be a part of the Forbes Business Council. I said, great, I'm going to do an introduction. I'm going to do blah, 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 and do all of that. I did that, and the person got accepted. And the person called me and said, so what do I give you? So, I mean, for putting this great work, I saw what you wrote about me. I saw everything. Oh, wow, I see, So I said, no. I said, I just did that. I just did that because out of the goodness of my heart, I said, I don't want anything from you. What you need to see is that is a seed. And that person has become a prospect for influence. If there is ever a need in the future for something from that person, if I'm ever at a place saying something, that person can say, yes, he knows what he's talking about. Because I've got a feel of his heart. I've got a feel of his heart. I've got a feel of his heart. You need to ask yourself, where is my heart? Yes, we all want to be successful. Of course, we all need money. Wealth is good. It gives us options. There's no doubt about that. But I am assuring you that if that pursuit is from your heart, and if that pursuit is for the betterment of people, and you pursue it in that way, not putting your focus on the returns, but putting your focus on the prospects and how what is in your heart can elevate their lives and make them better, I'm telling you today that your reward is sure. Influence will come. Money will come. When it says seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, that is hard work. He's talking about the heart. He's talking about the heart. He's talking about the heart. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. There is something about what is in your heart. There is something about it. Here, there's something they say all the time when someone does something good. They will say, oh, God bless your heart. Bless your heart. Thank you. Bless your heart. Thank you. There is something about your heart. And my prayer every day is God, purify my heart. Make it right with you. I was talking to the pastor of my local church about how that God has called me, and we shall be launching a church in October. And I wanted to get some time to be with him. And he said to me, he said, hey, you know what? Because I met him after the second service. He said, hey, you know what? I did see that email. My assistant reminded me, spoke about, you spoke to me, said a lot of good things about you to me, because the pastor was just newly transferred to this church during COVID. He said, but guess what? This is not something we can do in a rush. I'm going to give you a time to come see me at the office. We're going to sit together face to face. He said, because I want to know your heart. I'm like, wow. He didn't say, I want to know your vision. I want to know, what has the Lord said to you. He said, no. He said, because I want to know your heart. That is such a different dimension. I want to know your heart. So my admonition today, as I've gotten all of this information these 3 days on how to become servant leaders. I mean, we've learned a lot. Great speakers, a lot of information. Check your heart. In whatever pursuit, check your heart. Why am I pursuing what I'm pursuing? Whenever the focus is on the returns, you will miscalculate. You will take lots of missteps. But whenever your calculations is on the people, how can this conference bless people? What do we need to do? What do people need? What do they want? There's somebody here in need, in my neighborhood, in my community. How can what you are doing make a difference? How can what you are doing help them? Somebody needs a need. Somebody comes to me for transport money. I won't say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have transport money, but I have some polish for you to polish your shoes. What good is that to him? We realize that the kinds of programs we have to design for our church has to be programs designed intentionally to meet or to address the prevailing problems in our community. That is how to gain relevance these days. It is also still a function of your heart. Also still a function of your heart. I love people. These days in this part of the world, nobody cares so much because nobody goes to church because they want to get a visa, because they want, because of all the problems that's painfully that we currently experience in Nigeria. But yeah, people will only serve and follow if they see what you are doing for other people. And can I tell you something? If someone is doing something for other people that is not from their heart, you will tell. Time will reveal it. That person can never go the extra mile. He can't. When it's from the heart, you go the extra mile. You go the extra mile. So I would like that every one of us here today will begin to recalibrate and readjust and sit down and think. For every pursuit that I've decided to chase, for every dream, for every endeavor, has it been about people? How can processes be made easy? How can systems be simplified? How can things be better for people? How can I help my neighbor? What service can I render? The kinds of businesses now that disrupts are always businesses. Have you realized that makes things easy and things better for people? That helps them to be able to go from here to there easily? In your family, in your community, in your environment, how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? John Maxwell defined leadership as influence. As influence. Servants, being a servant leader is helping people, which will eventually culminate in influence. It is helping and serving people, which will by default. The funny thing is, it happens by default. You don't have to cajole anybody. Just keep going about sowing those seeds. Keep going about sowing those seeds. I was telling a friend just yesterday of some breakthroughs we are seeing in this pre-launch phase of our church. And he told me, he said, I said, bro, it's favor. It's just favor. He said, well, just don't say it's favor. He said, it is harvest. I said, huh? He said, it is harvest. He said, because of some of the seeds that you have sown. Because of some of the seeds that you have sown. Do not forget the words of Mother Teresa. She said, a helping hand is better than a praying lips. And sometimes the things to do don't need to be big. Sometimes they could be small things. Somebody said, small deeds done are better than big deeds planned. It's not what you've planned, it's what you've done. It's not the seed you plan to sow, it is the one that has gone into the ground. That's what will germinate. So small steps, the small things you are doing, they are big, they are better than the bigger things you have planned. So as you get all of those big dreams, in what little ways can you even help and support people? Someone may come asking you for XYZ. If you don't have that, this is what I have. It's from my heart. God sees it. What I've also realized is as you put things together, people may not see it, but God sees it. As you begin to help people and support people, people may not see it, they may not value it, but God sees it. And I tell you, God always rewards the heart. God always rewards the heart. Martin Luther King Jr. said, everyone can be great because everyone can serve. So service is indeed the way to greatness. Albert Einstein said, only a life lived in the service to others is worth living. Is worth living. Yeah. Somebody else said, the only joy in this hard life is serving others. And somebody else said, if serving others is below you, then leadership is beyond you. If serving others is below you, then leadership is beyond you. Yeah. Very, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And I just pray for every one of you today. I just pray that the Lord will help to give us a new heart. I know with all the economic issues and social pressures, it's very, very, it can be difficult sometimes. It can be difficult sometimes. And this is practically speaking, to do things from the heart. But I'm trying to make you see that the power that makes things work is when the heart is connected to the source. When the heart is connected to God, there will be an outpouring. When the heart is connected to God, there will be an outpouring. It doesn't fail. It doesn't fail. There will be an outpouring. Put your heart together in every pursuit, in every business venture. Do not forget that even in business, you are still serving people, because business is simply meeting and satisfying the needs and the wants of people. What do they need? What do they want? What is lacking? In what way can we make life easier? In what way can we help people to get things done in a more simpler and easier and convenient way? That is business, be it products or services. But then that is not just business, that is also servant leadership. That is actually out to serve. You're actually serving them. Serving people is actually meeting their needs. Yeah. And so Jesus, bends down and washed their feet. That was a need, because their feet were dirty. That was a need. That was a need. So meeting that need is actually servant leadership. And because by doing that from the heart, there is a reward for you that is sure. Even though the person you have helped is a prospect for influence. But I'm telling you, activating that exchange, whereby they are now opened up for you to influence them, is something that God takes care of. You would not even be the one that would need to say, oh, please come, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They will willingly give themselves. I'll say this before. I'll say this before I wrap up and then say a word of prayer. In my heart, I've always loved when I see diverse people meeting and worshiping the Lord and learning of the Lord. I've gone to big churches and I see they are predominantly black, or I go to some other big church and they are predominantly white. So personally, I'm like, but why can't everybody just come together? Why can't we have 40% maybe white, 40% black, why can't we just have everybody come together? Why does this church have to be predominantly black and this church predominantly white? And these are all great churches in the Dallas area. It's been my heart. I want to see a diverse congregation. And so when I got the vision in the month of February, I shared it with a few friends. And one of them calls me a month later. I'm talking about a young man who has his life put together. He has his wife. They have a daughter. He lives in his home. Like a young man that has his life together. Also a believer. As a matter of fact, used to be a youth pastor for 7 years in Arizona before moving to Dallas, Texas. He's a friend. We've done some businesses together. So I met him and his wife, and I shared what the Lord has laid in my heart and called me to do, the vision. I got the name of the church, where the church will be planted, everything in the vision. I woke up, I wrote everything down. And what month and what date the church should be planted. A month later, the guy calls me. He says, send me a text. Hey, do you have a moment? I said, oh, sure, what's going on? So he calls me. He said, brother, I want to let you know that the Lord spoke to me that I should come be a part of the ministry. I said, oh, thanks. I said, well, you're my friend. I expect that as we launch, in October, that you and your wife will at least come for the lunch service. I expect that, but thank you. He said, no, that's not what I'm saying. I said, what are you saying? He said, I'm saying to you that the Lord just spoke to me and told me that I should come join you as your associate pastor. I'm like, what? The Lord told him. The Lord told him. There is nothing that Mary would have told Joseph to convince him that no man slept with her for her to conceive. It had to take the Lord to send an angel to talk to Joseph himself. There are some people that they are being a part of your life, or they are blessing you with need divine visitation. And when such is the case, they will stick with you for life. But I must warn you though, the gaze must continuously be on Jesus and not on the people that has come serve with you. Your gaze is on them, to serve them, to love them, to care for them. But you must always look at the source as the Lord. You must always look at the source as the Lord. Not based on what you're doing, not based on how good your work is, how eloquently you speak. No. I was about to travel to California last month, yeah, for my birthday, I had a conference planned around that time. And while I was in the shower, I heard the Lord say to me, He said, if you keep putting your gaze on Jacob, that's the name of this young man, He said, I will take him away from you. I'm like, ooh. Why? Because prior to that, I was so excited about what's in my heart. And I kept saying, oh, you know what? We're going to have a diverse ministry. Because, once it shows in the pastorate and it shows in the worship team, it will surely show in the congregation. That's just how it works. I said, so I'm so excited that I'm a black man and my associate is a white man. And we both are planting this church together. And then the Lord said, if you keep putting your gaze, if you think the people will come, if you think there'll be success, there'll be impact because of him, I brought him, I will take him away. I said, Lord, I'm sorry. I broke down in the shower. I said, God, I'm sorry. 2 days later, I saw my friend's text again. He said, hey, brother, do you have a minute? I said, God, I hope I've not sinned though. But we had a conversation and I apologized. I said, I was sorry. You warned me. You didn't tell me you're going to take him away. Is this guy about to tell me now that he's no longer going to follow me? Is that what he's about to say to me? And then I'm like, yes, I have a minute. And then I said, yes, sure, call. And then they called me and my heart was still expecting maybe a bad news. And then he said, brother, I wanted to let you know 2 things. I said, what? Just last night, the Lord spoke to my wife. I said, okay. And told her that she also would not just be a member of the church, but she has to be a worker. She also has to serve. I said, okay, I felt good. He said, then again, the Lord told me, explained to me what my assignment would be. He now even told me some deeper things of how the Lord wants him to be a part of the church we are planting in October, King of Kings Dallas. I was just humbled. I said, wow. So if I had ever wanted his commitment to be reinforced, it didn't have to be by me. God knew how to do it because God brought him anyway. And so ever since then, I see him insignificant as any other man, and I just keep my gaze on God. Let us again remember that it is hard work and not hard work that makes the dream work. And so I just want to pray this few seconds that for every one of you under the sound of my voice, that the Lord will help you to keep your heart right, that the Lord will lead you by what he has dropped in your heart. And I pray that there will be clarity in the things that you pursue. And I pray that the result of all of these good seeds, which is a harvest, will not be kept away from you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for having me. Thank you so much.
I'm grateful that we made you the last speaker. I'm very grateful. Why? Because you brought us back home. Yes, you brought us back home. Terence, the teacher, who was our first speaking to us about the heart. It means that we started from home and then we ended at home.
Wow.
From all these other speakers, it's very important somebody back home and let us know that the heart is very important. The positioning of our hearts are very important. You said some very important stuff. I just want to remind the people who listen tonight. He said hard work and not hard work things work. And strong within leadership is needs and wants. See, everyone you see around the prospect for influence. You said when you commit yourself to helping people get what they want, they will in turn commit to help you get what you want. You also check out. Obviously, Jimmy Taylor also mentioned about motive. That's very important. Why we want to be seen. If it's not right in our heart, we will always take the wrong step. In fact, I said that, in fact, if we give it time, people will know what we were doing was truly from our heart. I see a lot of people who truly want to do great works because they've been so motivated, inspired by successful people. But then the danger is that they are connected from their heart and not motivated by the, by the affluence or by the rewards of serving and being in the limelight. Because the Bible says, guide your heart with all diligence. From out of it will come out the issue of life. So thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Thank
you
you
for having me. Thank you so much.
And thank you for the prayers you prayed for everybody. Please, if you are listening, just say amen. Everyone say amen to the prayers. Yes, thank you so much, Pastor. God bless you.
Okay, all the best. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right. Guys, can you, okay, yes. Church just said amen. Okay. All right, thank you. Can hear me? Thank you. The audio is faulty, sir. Oh, my audio is faulty. How come? Is it faulty? Is it still faulty? Can you hear me? Hello? Just let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Ejiro, can you still hear me? I said my audio is faulty. Am I good now? Am I good to go? Okay. So I don't know if you heard what I said, but I said that he took us back home. Terence, the teacher, our first speaker, taught us about mindfulness, which I felt, we started home. And then our last speaker took us home and said, we should check our hearts. What a powerful way to end the TB Summit tonight. Before I bring up our host, I want to say a very big thank you to all our speakers. I want to say a very big thank you to Terence, the teacher. I want to say a big thank you to Mr. John Obidi. We call him Daddy Gio. I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Bankole Williams. I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Olujimitewe. And of course, a big thank you to our last speaker, Mr. Ben Allen. I hope you've had a great time tonight. I hope it has been worth your while, spending over 3.5 hours. Your data, your time, everything. I hope it has been worth your while. I hope you've learned. I hope you've taken notes. And I hope that after this summit, you are going to start taking steps towards the things that you have heard tonight. It's been a pleasure and privilege hosting tonight. My name is M.O. Oladapo, and I hope that we'll see you again for the TB Summit 3.0, next year, if Adriel will have us again. Let's bring up our delectable host, Adriel Sakedi.
Wow. Thank you so very much, Mo. Like, you did an amazing work tonight. Like, you see, whenever I'm super excited and just wow, it gets me numb. Like, I'm numb, and I'm mostly not sure how to express the excitement or the gratitude, but I'm just like, I'm wow out of my head right now, because I mean,
it is a huge success. Huge success.
We're 30 minutes out of time, and people are still here. I'm humbled.
People are still watching.
Terence, the teacher, like, my heart goes out to you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So you've been here from the beginning, and you're still here. And if this is not love, I don't know what is. Like, thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone who is still on the call. Thank you. Because our time is fast spent, we won't be able to have the panel session anymore. But I believe that, we've been able to pick a lot. Like, a lot has been said tonight. A lot. Like, I am like, wow. Just wow. And it's been an amazing pleasure serving you via this platform. And I look forward to TB Summit 3. It's going to be in September. And then TB Summit 4 is going to be in December, by God's grace, right? So look out for that. Follow me closely so that you can get updates. The one in September is massive because it's a collaboration already, and it's going to be massive. Whoa. So look out for it.
We'll look forward to it.
But God has just been amazing with this, and I am humbled, like really, really, really humbled, that I don't even have the right words to express it. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for participating. Thank you for signing up. Thank you for sharing the link. Thank you for making the comment section buzz. Thank you so much. But my joy, the greatest joy for me, would be that these things that you learned from here, that you're going to apply it, that you're going to serve your way into purpose, that you're going to be able to see yourself as a leader, but then putting service first, so that you serve with the gifts that God has given to you, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant you think that gift is. It is given to you for a purpose, and not just for you to enjoy, but for you to serve your word. So please, as you leave the Becoming Summit, and as you live with that mindset, servant leadership, I just love the way today's flow. Like Mo said, starting with the mind, I enjoyed, like, the first session just brought me home to be present in the now. And I was just engrossed in every single session, right? So it brought me home, and then other speakers to us, hi. And then the last speakers brought us back, like, hey, calm down, now let's go home. So it's been an amazing session. Thank you for being here. Look out for the next one in September. Please check your emails. It's amazing how people don't read, but it is well. Please check your emails, because I'll be sending you emails. I'll be sending you the links to all the offers that are up. Please sign up for the School of Purpose. Please take advantage of the anniversary of Open. It's supposed to end today, but we're going to extend it a couple of days. Maybe by Wednesday we'll be out. It is fine if it's just one person that takes this offer. I am ready to serve that person with everything that I have. If it's just one person that signs up for the boot camp, I am ready to teach that person everything that I've learned, because I know that the vision that I have, the dream that I have, is not something I can handle alone. And the more people I have on board with me, the more we are able to serve. Remember, you also shine your light so that the people can see. So you can't shine your light. The Bible says that don't light up the house and keep a bushel. You don't put a light out and put a bushel on it. No, the city set on the hill. That is who we are. We are set on the hill. We are meant to shine, and not just shine because we want to show. No, we shine because there is something that God has deposited in us that the world needs. The world needs that thing that you have. If it is your voice, come hone it. Come, work it so that you're able to serve better with it. If it is your smile, please, by all means, keep smiling every day. Let nobody leave your presence without feeling that smile, without letting it come from your heart. Okay? So thank you so much. Like, enough said tonight. God bless you. All of you saying is amazing. Please talk about it online. Talk about it. Tag me. Respond to my emails, right? Like, tag your takeaway moment. Let's create images with it and share so that more people will know about the Becoming Summit. It's not my doing. Like, this cannot be my doing. It cannot be. I'm just a vessel. And I'm just a vessel. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey. God bless you. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys.
God bless you, Ejiro. Well done.
I know. Oh, Mr. Terrence.
It's so hard to leave.
1 minute. I feel like bringing up Mr. Terrence one more time. Just let's hear one last one, because he's been here all through. So Mr. Terrence, I'm going to bring you up now.
Okay, yes.
You have been amazing.
Yay, Mr. Terrence.
Your patience is off the hook. You need to unmute yourself. You need to unmute your mic.
Yes, your mic.
It's on. There we
go. Oh, wow. Sorry. I was trying. Okay,
is it on now?
I hear you now. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, good.
Listen, Ijori, all I can say is that I feel so privileged to be part of this dream that you've made possible. It was exceptional. Like you say, I brought us into the present, and then the next speakers just made us energetically burst and fly. And then the last speaker brought us back. And you know what? This was the most mindful experience I've ever had, because it was all about giving and just connecting, sharing, and all that information. I mean, even I've learned something tonight from every speaker. So thank you for having the idea and making it work. And I feel very blessed and grateful that I was part of it. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mom. You were great. Really enjoyed you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, guys. This is see you later. Never goodbyes. See you later. See you in September by God's grace. And it's going to be bigger.
See you in September.
So before we go, I'm just going to play that offer again in case you missed it. But please look out in your emails. I'm going to send the links to you, because I heard some people got it mixed up. I'm going to send the links to you in your email so that you can click on it, and if you want to take up the offer, fine. We're not doing this for the money, please. It's not for the money. And even the replay that we're putting up for a token is so that it can help us prepare for the next one. Putting a putting an event together like this costs money, right? Right? And we didn't charge you anything. So the least you can do is maybe pay for the replay or support us one way or the other by the services we are giving so that we can then do more. We're empowered to do more, okay? God bless you. Thank you so much. Listen to this offer again and then call it. Thank you so very much.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye, everybody.
God bless you. God bless you more.
Hello, my name is Edirin Edewo. I'm the founder of the Online Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network, otherwise known as Open. Open is a community of writers, authors, and entrepreneurs around the world who come together to learn how to create published assets to build our influence, impact, and income. In commemoration of our 4th anniversary coming up on the 20th of June 2021, we are partnering with the Becoming Summit and Ejiro Osakede to give 10 people the opportunity to have 50% grant when they sign up to get their audiobooks published. This opportunity is for authors who already have books created and published and want to actually create an audiobook version of their books. So the first 10 people to actually register, beginning now from when you're actually listening to this at the Becoming Summit, the first 10 people to register will get 50% grant from us at Open to help them get their books published. We're also giving a 50% grant to people who want to sign up for Ejiro Osakede's Audiobooks Bootcamp. It's a 1-week program dedicated to teaching you how to create audiobooks, to teach you how to mix and edit sounds, and also teach you how to create an extra stream of income by creating audiobooks for authors. Now, we have opportunity for 20 people, 10 of who are authors already, who want to get their books created into audiobooks, and 10 people who want to learn how to create an extra stream of income by learning how to create audiobooks for other people as well. If this is you and you would like to be part of this, please see the information in any of the screen, whether it's up or down, or maybe in the information scrolling below, for details on how to register for any of this. And note that all you need to do is just register and we will take care of 50% of your registration fees for you. Thank you so much to Ejiro and to the Becoming Summit and to Mixiform Books, who's bringing this opportunity to people out there. We appreciate you and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your day.